Dr. Rajender.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Rajender.
This is Krishnamachari.
Hello, Krishnamachari. Bagunara?
Bagunna, sir.
Very happy to see you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. With your blessings.
Meerantaru self-made persons. Only my motivation was there.
అదే సార్ మీరు మొన్న చెప్పిన కదా ఆల్యూమిని మీటింగ్ లో కమిట్మెంట్, డెడికేషన్, మోటివేషన్.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
రాజేంద్ర, గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
ఏందా కెమెరా చూపెడతలేదు? ఎంతసేపు కొడితేనే రాలేదు.
రాజిరెడ్డి బాగున్నావా?
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
హలో రాజేందర్.
రాజేంద్రకి కనపడతలేడు సార్.
అదే
రాజేందర్, గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
వెరీ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
Dr. Rajender, what is the total strength now?
Now it is 2124, sir.
2124. Very good score.
ఎన్ని సెంచరీలు కొట్టినావు? How many centuries you crossed?
21.
From Telangana state it is 1041. From other states it is 1766. 176. From foreign it is 8 participants.
అది ఆడియో క్లియర్ అయినట్టున్నది ఇది.
ఆడియో క్లియర్ లేదా సార్?
కొద్దిగా డిస్టర్బ్.
సార్
కృష్ణమాచారి నీది ఎన్నడున్నది? నీవు
నాది 21st నాడు ఉంది సార్.
21st నాడు ఉందా?
రాజిరెడ్డి, ఐసెట్ అరేంజ్మెంట్స్ అని అయిపోయినాయా?
సార్ కంప్లీట్ అయినాయి. ఎగ్జామినేషన్ డేట్ ఒక్కటే ఫైనల్ కాలేదు సార్. రిమైనింగ్
అదే పోస్ట్ పోన్ అయితేనే ఉన్నది.
Rajireddy, good morning.
Sir, good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Fine, sir.
You are doing a great job.
Sir,
State level job.
thank you, sir.
మొత్తానికి డిపార్ట్మెంట్ అందరు కలిసి you are doing a good job.
Thank you, sir.
Professor Varalakshmi.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you? బాగున్నారా?
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Sudarshan, good morning.
వీళ్ళంతా థర్డ్ జనరేషన్ కదా సార్. మీది ఫస్ట్, మాది సెకండ్, వీళ్ళ థర్డ్.
కరెక్ట్. మా కాంటెంపరీస్ ఎవరు ఒక నటరాయణ సార్, కృష్ణమూర్తి సార్ ఇద్దరే ఉన్నారు.
అవును.
రాజేశ్వర సార్ బాయ్. మీరంతా ఇప్పుడు మీ సెకండ్ జనరేషన్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఆల్ రిటైర్డ్ కదా?
అవును సార్.
ఇప్పుడు ప్రొఫెసర్ రాజిరెడ్డి, ప్రొఫెసర్ వరలక్ష్మి, రాజేందర్, సత్యవతి, నరసింహాచారి, అమరవేణి వీళ్ళు ఆరేనా?
ఆరుగురే సార్.
పర్మనెంట్ మెంబర్స్.
ఒకసారి 4 అపాయింట్, ఒకసారి 2 అపాయింట్. ఫస్ట్ టైం గోపాల్ రెడ్డి హయాంలో.
ఏదో మొత్తానికైతే యు ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు క్యారీ ఆన్ ది యాక్టివిటీ. నేను ఎప్పుడు మన డిపార్ట్మెంట్ బాగుండాలని అనుకుంటాను. ఎందుకంటే ఐ ఆల్వేస్ ఫీల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మై డిపార్ట్మెంట్, మై ఓన్ హౌస్.
ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ బిల్డింగ్ ఈజ్ నాట్ దట్ ఈజీ సార్. మేము ఐఐఎం ఉన్నప్పుడు ఆ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ బిల్డింగ్ మీదనే ఒక ఉండే టాపిక్ పేపర్. అది అంత ఈజీ కాదు. ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ బిల్డింగ్ అండ్ ఆర్గనైజేషనల్ లెర్నింగ్ అని.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సత్యవతి.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్.
బాగున్నానమ్మా, థ్యాంక్ యూ. సుదర్శన్, గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
వెరీ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్, వెరీ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
నమస్తే మేడం.
నమస్తే.
నమస్తే రాజేందర్.
మేడం, గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ మేడం.
హలో వరలక్ష్మి.
హాయ్ మేడం.
హాయ్.
వాయిస్ క్లియర్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్. సుదర్శన్ సార్, కృష్ణమాచారి సార్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
అంతా ఇక్కడ ఐసెట్ రూమ్ లో కూర్చున్నారా?
లేదు సార్, సెమినార్ హాల్
బెడ్రూమ్ సెమినార్ హాల్
కూర్చున్నాం సార్. అవును సార్.
ఇప్పుడు మన డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ ఈస్ గుడ్.
అవును. అది ఎక్సలెన్స్ కొరకు వన్ ఆఫ్ ది పారామీటర్ సార్ అది.
అంతా బాగానే ఉంది, వీళ్ళు అపాయింట్మెంట్స్ చేయకనే ప్రాబ్లం అవుతారు.
ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ నోన్ బై బ్రిక్స్ అండ్ మార్క్లు కాకుండా స్టాఫ్, స్టూడెంట్స్, యాక్టివిటీస్. శాంతి నికేతన్లో ఏముండే?
రిక్వెస్టింగ్ జాయిన్ రిజిస్టర్ సార్. రిజిస్టర్ సార్ జాయిన్ అయిన తర్వాత స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం. ఒక్క నిమిషం.
ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే.
సార్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్. పైకి రండి సార్.
మన సార్ అందరూ శంకరయ్య సార్, సోషన్ సార్ అందరూ సార్. రాజిరెడ్డి సార్ కూడా వచ్చారు సార్.
డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి వచ్చిండా?
అవును సార్, డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి వచ్చి. నమస్తే సార్. సార్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్. వెరీ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్.
రాజిరెడ్డి అందరికంటే ఫార్వర్డ్ ఉన్నాడు కదా డిపార్ట్మెంట్.
అవునా సార్, అవునా సార్. ఒకసారి అదే మీకోసమనే చూస్తున్నాం సార్. సార్ సార్ మాకు అట్లానే సార్. సార్
అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకుంటున్నా, స్టార్ట్ వీడియో కూడా ఆన్ చేస్తున్నా. I am available there. I am able to see our Shankaraya.
Good morning, sir. Professor Krishnamacharya.
Good morning. Good morning.
You have delivered a lecture in 1985 on qualities of good teacher when we attended summer institute in Usmania organized by JS. Long back. నేను మర్చిపోలేదు సార్, నేను మర్చిపోలేదు.
అదే అంటున్నా, 1985 కల్లా ఇప్పటిదాకా 35 years అయింది, నువ్వు మర్చిపోలేదు అంటున్నా.
మర్చిపోలేదు సార్. అప్పుడు సమ్మర్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ సాయిలో నేను అటెండ్ అయ్యాను. జేఎస్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ రామకృష్ణ శర్మ కోఆర్డినేటర్ ఉండే.
సార్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్. మిమ్మల్ని ఒక్కసారి చూసిన వాళ్ళు ఎప్పుడు మర్చిపోరు.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. All of you for joining. We are about 58 participants, I think, connected to Zoom. I think the rest of them would be able to see us on YouTube. Let's hope. Or since it is going to be recorded, it will be available for eternity. Anytime anyone who would like to see what Kakatiya what the Department of Commerce and Business Management has done will be available on record. That's the most beautiful thing of technology.
Sir, Shankar sir.
కృష్ణమాచారి
సార్
మేము చాలా విషయాలు సార్ దగ్గర నేర్చుకున్నాం. సార్ మనకు అందరికి ఇదే రోల్ మోడల్ ఐ కెన్ సే.
ఎస్ నేను మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి అక్బర్ అలీ ఖాన్ రిటైర్మెంట్ అప్పుడు సార్ చూసినప్పుడు తర్వాత అప్పుడు ఏం చెప్తుంటే సార్ అల్టిమేట్లీ ది హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ షుడ్ ఎయిమ్ ఎట్ సాల్వేషన్ అన్నాడు. మోక్షం గురించి మనం ఇప్పుడు ప్రయత్నం చేయాలి రిటైర్ అయిన తర్వాత అన్నాడు. అది గుర్తున్నది నాకు.
ధ్యాస ఉంటే చాలు, భగవంతుడే చూపిస్తాడు. ఆ ధ్యాస ఉంటే చాలు,
ఆ ధ్యాస ఉంటే సార్
దారి చూపిస్తాడు అంటున్నా.
అవును, మీరు నాకు గుర్తున్నది సార్ అక్బర్ అలీ ఖాన్ రిటైర్మెంట్ ఫంక్షన్ లో.
అయ్యా
అప్పుడు ఈ సార్ మన
Sorry to interrupt all guests. Program is now live on YouTube also. It is almost all 150 plus people are viewing live.
నాయన కృష్ణమాచార్య
సార్,
మీ వెనకాల లైట్ చాలా బ్రైట్ గా ఉన్నది.
సార్
అంటే ఒక్కొక్కసారి ఒకే స్విచ్ చేస్తే అన్ని లైట్లు వెలుగుతాయి. అప్పుడు నువ్వు నేనేం చేయలేము. ఇండివిజువల్ స్విచెస్ కనుక ఉన్నట్టయితే మీ ముఖాలు కనబడేటట్టు, అంటే మీ తలకు వెనకాల ఉన్న లైట్ చేయండి, ఫ్రంట్ సైడ్ లైట్స్ ఉంచుకోండి.
ఇట్లా బాగుందా సార్?
పడుతుంది అంటున్నా.
ఓకే ఓకే సార్.
వెనకాల కర్టెన్ కనుక ఉంటే, విండో ఉంటే కర్టెన్ వేసుకోవచ్చు. Try if there is anything that can be done.
సార్ రోజులు ఇస్తారండి సారు వైస్ ఛాన్సలర్ ముందు జూన్లో మొన్నటి జూన్కు 4 years క్లాస్ అయిపోయింది. రంగారావు సార్ రిటైర్ అయినప్పుడు పిలిచారు మన కంట్రోల్.
Rajender? Rajender, you can start the proceedings.
A very good morning and a warm welcome to you all. I am Dr. Rajender Katla, Head and Principal, University College of Commerce and Business Management, and Director of the program. On request, now I respect our Honorable Registrar, Professor K. Purushottam Garu, Competency Varangal, distinguished guest, Professor A. Shankaraya Garu, retired Professor of Commerce from the Department of Commerce and Business Management, Calcutta City, and a former Registrar of Calcutta City. Today's keynote addressee and a great renowned personality to be with us in this morning, Professor V. Vishwanatham Garu, retired Professor of Commerce, Usmania University, Hyderabad. eFDP conveners, Professor K. Rajreddy Garu, Chairperson Board of Studies, Professor P. Varalakshmi Garu, Dean Faculty of Commerce and Business Management, coordinators of this program, Dr. Narsimachari, Dr. P. Amaraveni, Dr. M. Satyavati Madam. All the invitees, my gurus, retired professors, all the family members of the Commerce and Business Management teachers from across the globe, press and media, a very good morning and a warm welcome to this 1 week FDP program, Competency and Sustainability of Commerce and Management Teachers in the post-COVID scenario. At present, our department has credibility of more than 45 years of academic excellence in crafting the competencies of students and teaching fraternity. At present, we are offering MBA course, MCOM Computer Applications, MCOM Financial Accounting courses, and the PhD programs like MPhil and PhD. The main purpose of organizing this 1 week FDP is that the commerce and management education play a vital role in equipping our future dynamic managers, leaders, professionals, and practitioners to support the growing needs of the business world. But in the current scenario, the dream of young teachers and professionals does not materialize unless and until they overcome the traditional education, which is irrelevant in the era of technology and internationalization in the context of social reality. Learning is a never-ending process. There is a need for continuous enhancement in teaching and learning pedagogy. In order to achieve the academic excellence, we need to upgrade ourselves with the latest developments and need to be equipped with advanced teaching techniques and various other aspects of teaching learning process. These results in turn produce a quality and employable commerce and management graduate in the global competition, especially in the present scenario like post-COVID-19 situations. Really, this situation has been jeopardized the students, teachers, and the society on. At this juncture, our department has come forward to organize FDP through online video conferencing for sharing knowledge, skills, equip our thoughts, innovative tips to adopt technology among the teachers from this platform. This enables a teacher to build morale among the students, fraternity, and also this eventually will produce a quality and employable graduates to the to meet the global challenges. As we know that an ordinary teacher teaches, a good teacher motivates, and a great teacher inspires. Now in this occasion, I am very much grateful to all our senior professors from the different universities, industries, and trainers who have readily accepted to deliver their lecture to inspiring all the participants. So I'm sure that these lectures will assure the learned teachers to enrich their skills and knowledge to compete and sustain in the days to come. I also congratulate all the participants who have come forward to acquire the required knowledge in the present changing world. I hope that this program will definitely enhance and value addition among the teaching fraternity to fulfill the competency skills. This program definitely will success all the participants' cooperation, commitment, and their support. Above all, thirsty towards academic endeavors. Sir, there are almost more than 2,000 participants have registered across the globe, and there are about 2,125. From Telangana state, it is 1,041, and from other states, it is 1,776. From foreign, it is 8 participants. Sir, this is the brief program, and for 1 week program, we have developed that there are the schedule is today. It is starts by our renowned professor V. Vishwanathan Garu from 10:22 after completion of this inaugural session. The next on 17th there are 2 lectures. Professor G. Narsimurthy Garu, Dr. Chetan Srivatsav Garu. On 18th, Professor K.V. Achalapati Garu, Professor of Commerce, retired from Hyderabad, Usman City. Professor G. Krishnamurthy Garu, Professor of Commerce, retired from the Department of Commerce and Business at Kakti University. And 19th, Professor Lalita Ramakrishnan from Central University, Pondicherry. And on the same day, Professor M. Subramania Sharma Garu, Professor of Commerce from the Kakti University. On 20th, Professor G.V. Bhavani Prasad Garu, he is from the Kakti University, Department of Commerce and Business. And now Dr. K. Vishwanath Garu is an entrepreneur, author and coach, London from UK. On 21st, Professor P. Krishnamachari Garu, retired Professor of Commerce from this department, Kakti City. Other Professor G. Sridhar Garu, Professor of Management, IIM Kozhikode. On 22nd, that is last day of this FDP, Dr. Shamar Ram Kishore, he is an industrialist, Director and Operations Business Strategy at Hexawell Healthcare, Hyderabad. And finally, Professor V.V. Subramanian Sharma Garu, Professor of Commerce from our department of the institute. So this is the brief program. Now I request our Honorable Registrar, Professor K. Purushottam Garu, to address the academic gathering, and thank you, sir.
Before me, Rajendra, invite Chairperson Board of Studies and Dean also. After Chairperson Board of Studies and Dean, I will speak.
Now, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. K. Rajreddy Garu to Chairperson BOS to speak few words.
Good morning, the beloved Registrar, Professor Purushottam Garu, and our gurus, Professor Shinkraya Garu, Vishwanathan Garu, and all senior teachers who joined this program, and all the participants. Good morning, everybody. And this program, actually, the entire credit goes to Rajendra only. He has taken all the breaks and he is organizing this. And actually, we have contributed very less, and he has done a commendable job in materializing this eFDP program. And see, we have discussed one or two times, and we have met with each other. And see, this program, while designing this, we have taken the help of Professor Krishnamachari and other senior teachers. And actually, this is to develop the skill and the competency level of the commerce teachers. Why? Because nowadays, see, earlier we used to go like chalk and talk system, but now that system may not work. And see, keeping the COVID-19 situation, we have to develop different skills to reach the students and to motivate the students properly. Therefore, Rajendra and we all together, we plan to organize this program for 1 week duration. And we requested some of the senior teachers who have readily accepted to share their opinions and to share their knowledge with the young, the budding teachers. And we hope this will be helping the students in, say, improving their skills. Thank you one and all, and congratulations to all the participants for joining this program. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Professor Rajreddy, sir. And now I request Professor P. Varalakshmi Garu, Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Management, to speak few words.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, all of you. Actually, this program, I hope the program will benefit all the faculty to explore the knowledge in the COVID period. And we have to implement in the same manner in the teaching. So that's why the main concept is this. That's why we have organized this program. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, madam. Now I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor. Before that, I request Professor A. Shankaraya Garu, who is our teacher, senior professor in the department, who build this our department so that we are able to organize such programs with their blessings. So now I request Professor A. Shankaraya Garu to speak a few words on this occasion. Sir, maybe sir, unmute, please. You unmute, sir. It is not audible, sir. Yeah.
Good morning to you all. I think it's okay.
Okay, sir. It is okay.
Dr. Rajendra, Program Director, Head of the Department, Principal, University College of Commerce and Business Management, Kakati University. Professor Purushottam Garu, Registrar of the Kakati University. Professor Varalakshmi, Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Business Management. Professor Rajreddy, ISET Convener 2020, and also Chairman Board of Studies in Commerce and Business Management. My respected Guru, Professor Sri Vishwanathan sir. Sir, I bow my head in your presence. Dr. Satyavati, Dr. Amarveni, Dr. Narsimachari, all my colleagues, media, dear participants of the program. I am really happy to associate myself with this faculty development program organized by Dr. Rajender and his colleagues in the Department of Commerce and Business Management of Kakatiya University. I am happy for two reasons. One,
జూమ్ డైరెక్ట్ అంతే ఒక మెయిల్ నెంబర్ కొట్టేస్తే జూమ్ కార్డ్ అయిపోతుంది
92791931366
రైట్ అదే
Rajender,
Sir,
mute all the participants. ఎవరు host
I request all the participants to mute your mobiles or laptops.
participants కాదు. You ask the host to mute all the participants except speaker. Except speaker, everybody has to be muted. They are
It's okay, sir. It's okay.
Please continue, sir.
Please continue.
Sir, it is not audible, sir. Please unmute yourself.
okay? Is it
Thank
okay?
you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Is it okay? I am happy to associate myself with this program for two reasons. One, it is organized in my own department. And even though I retired from the university service in the year 2002, still I feel I am part of the department. Second reason is my guru, Professor V. Vishwanathan sir, is here as keynote speaker. And you know, Professor Vishwanathan sir was my teacher in my degree, BCom. He is a motivator. He inspires the people. I can say he is a role model to many. Very powerful speaker. And I feel very happy and fortunate to see his presence here in this program. I pay my compliments to Dr. Rajender and his colleagues for organizing this 1 week faculty development program on competency and sustainability of commerce and management teachers post COVID-19 scenario. Organizing programs is not an easy task. It requires a lot of planning, homework, organizing, and many things. And he is able to rope in more than 2,100 students, that is participants, to this program. It is not an easy task. Really wonderful job. I appreciate the work done by Dr. Rajender and his colleagues. Then the topic is very relevant to the present day situation, and it has a lot of importance and relevance to the commerce and management teachers. The present scenario, you know, from the last 4 months, all education institutions, schools, colleges, every institution is closed. Examinations are cancelled. Of course, you know, in our state, intermediate examinations were conducted, results were declared. advanced supplementary examination dates were announced, and subsequently they cancelled the advanced supplementary examinations and promoted all 1.47 lakh students. They declared pass. And that is the case with almost all the examinations. Even the Andhra government also has declared everybody passed. So this is the situation at present. Then all sets are postponed. I do not know when they are likely to be conducted. Professor Rajireddy may be knowing about the date of ISET. I do not know to what extent it is possible under the present day situation. Yet present, we find lot of growth and expansion in education sector. From last 3 decades, that is during 1990s, when economic reforms were implemented, then private managements were invited to operate in almost all important walks of the economy. Accordingly, education sector also is open to private management people. When I joined MCOM in June 1964, in entire Telangana, there was only one college, that is Usmania University College, with 24 intake. In that year itself, Usmania University started MBA program, that is in June 1964, with 30 intakes. Now, what is the situation at present? You find number of colleges operating in almost all district headquarters, not only district headquarters, towns, mandal places, and degree colleges, PG colleges, MBA, MCA colleges, many colleges operating in almost all over the country. So my point is, there is tremendous quantity growth, but the quality is not in tune with the quantity. What is quality? Quality is the subject knowledge of the students, the comprehension about the subject, grasping of the subject, technical knowledge, communication skills. We find in many students total absence. I can say with my own experience, 70 to 75% of the students lack total subject knowledge and communication skills. Many students, they do not have any passion for learning. They don't want to learn. They want only to secure degrees. And what is the reason for this kind of sorry state of affairs? To my mind, it appears, most of you may not agree, but according to my opinion, there are 3 reasons. One, there is no problem to secure admission in any course because number of seats available are more than number of candidates aspiring to seek admission. For example, in 1990s, securing engineering seat was not an easy task. And you have to go through the many formalities, and unless you are brilliant, you are not able to secure the seat in engineering in our state. Many students, I know, they went to Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra states for getting admission to engineering courses. But today it is not the case. There are colleges which are offering incentives to the students to take admission in their own colleges. Then, second reason, For their own political reasons, government introduced fee reimbursement program. I am not against this fee reimbursement program, but it should be on the basis of the performance of the students. Everybody, a fellow who takes admission, whether he is absent or present in the classroom, whether he has passed in the subjects or not, he is paid the fee reimbursement. With the result, there is no motivation at all. Then third reason is most of the universities, this is a universal phenomenon, they are very liberal in awarding the degrees to the examinees. That is, if the white paper is converted into black, then you just award the degrees. Of course, to some extent, I was also responsible, but I can say all of us together, we are party for this present state of situation. So in this situation, we must try to, we must try to improve the quality in the students' community. I feel the quality is lacking in some of our teaching faculty also. Most of the teachers, they do not pay attention to their primary duty of teaching and research. They indulge in some other activities. I'm sorry to point out this, but I have observed some people like this. At least 40 to 50% of the teaching community are not sincere in discharging their duties sincerely. So, in this state of affair, in this situation, if this kind of, another thing is, lot of technological developments are taking place. Today, you need not go to electricity office. You need not go to a bank. You need not go to any place. You can sit in your own house. You can discharge all your commitments. You can pay your electricity bills, your telephone bills, your insurance premium, whatever it may be. You want to discharge your activities, you can do it away from your own house. That is because of the technological development that has taken place. What is ultra modern today is becoming outdated tomorrow because of the innovations that are taking place. A teacher is a student. Student means a learner. Learning is a continuous process. A teacher should always try to learn the developments, the innovations that are taking place in the situation. And he should learn, and in turn, he should impart the same to the students. Otherwise, there will be no progress in the education system. So this kind of programs, I am sure, will certainly improve the IQ and knowledge of the participants. And this program will be certainly fruitful and useful to the participants. I once again appreciate the Department of Commerce and Business Management for organizing this program. And I thank the university authorities also. Dr. Purushottam, I have associated with him in many programs, and also the in-charge Vice Chancellor, Sri Janardhan Reddy Garu. And particularly, I am thankful to my Guru, Sri Vishwanathan Garu, for associating itself here. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. Wish you all success, Dr. Rajender. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I have completed my minimum address.
Rajender, continue the proceedings. Professor
సార్
Shankaraya.
అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి, అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి రాజేంద్ర. Audio is not audible. Please unmute your.
Rajender, unmute. Unmute and speak, Rajender.
Sorry, sir, for interruption. Now I request our beloved Professor Purshottam Garu to speak. Please, thank you, sir.
Dr. Rajender, Head and Principal of Commerce and Business Management, who is also the Director of the Faculty Development Program being organized today. Professor Varalakshmi, Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Business Management. Professor Raj Reddy, Chairperson Board of Studies and Convener ISET, Government of Telangana. Dr. Satyavati, Dr. Amarveni, Dr. Chari, the Professor Shankaraya was paying his tribute, respect. Professor Vishwanathan, most respected Professor Shankaraya, other teaching fraternity, and all the participants in this virtual faculty development program being organized now. A very pleasant morning to all of you. At the outset, I compliment Dr. Rajender for having conceived the idea of organizing a virtual. Right now I can see about 82 participants have joined, which would have been otherwise not possible in face-to-face program. Coming to the program that is organized today, as Professor Shankaraya has rightly pointed out, the COVID situation has put us in a very embarrassing situation. We are all now working from home environment, because of which we have some technical glitches like muting, unmuting. We also hear the sounds since we are working from work environment. We hear also all the sounds at home, from cooker's whistle to animal sounds to spouses disturbances on the screen, and we are prepared to bear with all these. These are all part of the program. But at the outset, COVID has, in a way, made it possible for us to organize programs like this. And on this occasion, we compliment the department once again. And coming to commerce and business management, the department has always been doing very well because of perhaps the very, very good tradition, foundation laid by all the senior teachers, founders of the department, to all those who have retired. And that tradition is certainly, undoubtedly being implemented by the third or fourth generation teachers who are now heading the department, who is the dean, who is the chairperson, who is the head of the department. That way they are continuing. And as far as the university is concerned, Department of Commerce and Business Management has been playing a very, very important role, and it has grown along with the university hand in hand. Coming to trade and commerce, as a student of literature, I also read a little bit of history, as a part of which commerce and trade is as old as, for example, development of subject which I belong to, language, communication. Trade and communication developed hand in hand, almost simultaneously. Communication, international communication, global communication developed as a necessity of trade, global trade, which all began almost 3000 years BC. It was almost 3000 years BC that international trade, imports and exports started. And interestingly, it all started in South India. And the evidence of imports and exports is found in Sangam poetry. As a student of literature, I happen to have read Sangam poetry in English translation, where there are references to imports and exports to Mesopotamia, Harappa. So these civilizations could be materialized only because of trade. And as you all know, in the beginning, it all began with a barter system, and whenever there was excess, especially with the development of agriculture, which itself is almost 10,000 years old, when we started producing excess of produce, obviously this excess of produce needed to be exchanged where there is a deficiency. This is how international trade has begun. And from agriculture produce to, it has gone on to like spices, incense, and very, very precious metals like gold and diamond. This was how the trade has begun. So in a way, commerce and trade was the first human conscious effort which began 3,000 years ago and went on developing. And by industrial revolution in 19th century, once again, from natural resources to agriculture to industrial products, industrial revolution resulted in excess production. Once again, it resulted in imports and exports of textile and other products. That's how it has laid the foundation of global trade and commerce. And that we have seen now. We are now witness to liberalization, globalization, as Professor Shankara was referring to, which virtually and literally resulted in global business, whichever is economical, whichever is affordable. Now liberalization, globalization made it possible. Now this liberalization, globalization went hand in hand with the IT revolution, so which can be considered as the third phase of growth in trade and business, beginning from ancient times to industrial revolution to IT revolution. And now you see, we are fortunate to see the changes and transition taking place in all the fields, and especially in trade and business. What's happening, because we are all consumers. Being consumers, we may not be conscious, we may not be aware of theory of trade and business, but as consumers, we are all witnessing, we are all participating, and we are all contributing to global trade and business. Now, IT revolution, internet, and smartphones and computers made possible, ultimately resulting in what you people call it e-commerce. Now, you see how commerce, trade, and business has transitioned, changed to such a stage that sitting at home you can place an order, and within a day or two you can get the product. And if you're not satisfied, you can return it as well. In a real time business, if we go to a shop and buy it, they display a board that things bought are not returnable. But things which are bought in e-commerce, they are returnable. If you are not satisfied for any reason, without stating any reason, you can return it. So that's how earlier the producer was dictating the terms. Now it is a consumer who is dictating the terms in terms of price, in terms of quality, in terms of appearance, and in all these aspects, consumer has become the dictator, which is why in certain shops they say, customer ma devudu, customer is my God. So customer has grown to such an important extent. Now, this is how trade and commerce has grown to such an extent that it has become, especially in the COVID period, we see, we consider it a risk to go to the shop. Therefore, now every household, almost in a town like Warangal, every day there are one or two products, the courier is coming and placing it outside the door and leaving. You see how trade and business has changed. The very shape, nature, and quantum of business has changed to such an extent that IT revolution, and to add to that, now we have to add to IT revolution, we have AI revolution. AI is artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence is nothing but a thinking machine. For example, in 19th century, machines were doing human manual jobs. One machine was doing the job of 10 person, for example. Then we have IT revolution, which facilitated. From IT revolution, we have AI revolution, artificial intelligence revolution, which which is a thinking machine. Now it thinks and tells you what you are going to do based on big data analysis, whatever. This artificial intelligence also is facilitating e-commerce to such an extent that the business world is depending upon artificial intelligence to analyze what the customers need, what an individual customer is going to order for, what are his preferences, what are his needs, what are his tastes. Based on this, the supply demand is also changing. Now, this changing scenario of commerce, trade, and business has a lot of implication for teaching and learning process to which we belong to as a teaching community, as teachers working in the university. What implications commerce and changing commerce and business management have for pedagogy? We call it pedagogy. Now, both in the COVID context or post-COVID context, or in the context of growth of IT and artificial intelligence, just as the nature of business is changing, nature of teaching and learning also is changing, which we, the teaching community, have to realize. Unfortunately, teachers are known to be most status quoist. So actually, we are supposed to be very, very adaptable and changeable. But generally, beginning from school to university, teachers are status quoist and they resist change, which is very unfortunate. Business is changing, all the social aspects are changing, all the social institutions are changing, but the institution of teaching and learning, pedagogy, is not changing. We still practice the age-old traditional forms of teaching and learning, which needs a change. And it is in this context that the present faculty development program, I'm sure, takes into account. So in my view, there are three important implications for pedagogy. Implications of especially contemporary business, trade, and commerce for teaching. As commerce and business management, what we, the teachers, you, the teachers, can do. Number one, there is every need to combine teaching practices. I call it a blended pedagogy. Till now, we have been practicing in-person teaching. The student has to come, we go to the classroom, and we deliver content. We transfer content. This transferring content has become outdated. Content is now available for the students. Earlier, content was available in the textbooks, which Industrial Revolution printing press made it possible. But that's also outdated now. Students have access to voluminous content in the form of internet. Content is just at a click's distance. You click the button, you have thousands of pages of information on a particular item that you are searching for. So there is no depth for content. Content is available abundantly. So therefore, this traditional, that's why I'm telling we are resistant to change. We, the teachers, go to the classroom and transfer the content. What we read, what we prepare, we are transferring the content to students' minds. The students are no longer interested in this transfer of content. Therefore, this in-person teaching needs to be changed, and we need to adopt a blended pedagogy, which simply means the in-person teaching, face-to-face teaching, needs to be complemented with online teaching or virtual classrooms, which we are now holding, making use of all the digital platforms. This is how perhaps a blending of in-person teaching and digital teaching will in a way make teaching very, very relevant, so that our teaching will be relevant to changing nature of business, which is the order of the day. And now, when we say online teaching, you all know that most of the developed universities like Harvard University, MIT University, name the most famous university, they are offering online courses. Now, students are preferring online courses. When they have access to online courses, where is the need for the students to come to our in-person teaching? This, we, the academicians, need to ponder, explore, and find the alternatives. In the coming years and days, students will be preferring online courses, and if online courses can fetch them a job, undoubtedly students will not be coming to our colleges and universities. Therefore, we need to adopt the best practices that are practiced by online teaching methodology. Now, especially in the COVID context, almost all the famous universities are offering online programs. It may be a certificate program, it may be a diploma program, It may be shorter program, but online teaching has picked up momentum. When online commerce, online business is acceptable, similarly, online education also will be acceptable, and sooner than later, we may be outdated. We, the teachers now, therefore, have to realize that even before we are outdated, why are the students preferring online programs? Whether online programs, online courses are offering employment to the students. In that case, we have to blend online courses with our in-person teaching, without which we will not be able to sustain, because the theme of the present FDP is sustaining. So we will not be able to sustain our education, conventional education, unless and until we meet the demands, rising demands of the contemporary people, who are the millennial citizens. I call them millennial students. Students are very smart. 21st century millennium students are very, very smart students, because they not only use smartphone. Using a smartphone makes a lot of difference in everything, because what all we teach is there in the smartphone, which is why our millennial students, who are smart students, they decide what they need, whether they need an online program from a Harvard University or MIT or from JNU, or whether they need a degree from Kakti University. It is the millennial students, smart students, that decide, which is why we need to adapt ourselves to develop a blended pedagogy of best practices of in-person teaching, face-to-face teaching, and best practices of online teaching. Unless and until we do that, we'll soon be outmoded. Secondly, the new education policy authored by Dr. Kasturi Rangan lays emphasis page after page on employing technology in pedagogy. Dr. Kasturi Rangan lays high emphasis on technology, employment of technology. So as far as business education, commerce and business management education is concerned, we all have to also explore the possibilities of employing technology. Employing technology is nothing but using IT and AI facilities in order to make ourselves relevant. And third implication for education, as far as e-commerce is concerned, is skill-based education. I always keep telling on whenever I speak from commerce platforms, quite a number of times I came to a department and spoke. I say that 1/3 of higher education belongs to your department, commerce and business management. More than 1/3, I suppose. BA become BSc. We have only three kinds of degrees, broadly speaking, and BCom, BBA, MCom, MBA constitute more than 1/3 of education. Therefore, the responsibility of higher education lies more on commerce and business management departments. And once again, it is in this context that Dr. Kasturi Rangan talks about skill-based education. The whole thrust of 300-page new education policy of Dr. Kasturi Rangan is on these two things. One is technology, employment of technology, and another is skill-based education. He repeatedly emphasizes the importance of, because skill-based education. The government of India also has conceived the idea of Skill India and Make India. These are the two goals. So therefore, the commerce and business management education also keep in mind the goals of government of India, which are known as Skill India and Make India. Keeping these two things in mind, we have to impart skill-based education to the students, because we all know that a traditional conventional degree of BCom or MCom is not going to fetch a job to the students, since the nature of commerce and trade is changing so fast. As I have mentioned, from traditional business to industrial revolution to IT revolution, now it is artificial intelligence. So much of change is taking place. So therefore, we need a skill-based education, and you as experts know it more, how to impart skill-based education to the students. And I'm very sure that the deliberations that will be taking place in the 1-week FDP, faculty development program, will undoubtedly lay more focus on the growing changing nature of business, from conventional business to e-commerce, and the need for blended pedagogy and employment of technology and skill-based education. How best we impart skill-based education to the students needs to be discussed, and I'm sure the resource persons that Dr. Rajendra has identified will focus on these things, and the participants will undoubtedly benefit from the lectures, and so that ultimately we, the teaching community, will benefit, and the ultimate beneficiaries of our student community, and the student community ultimately needs to be benefited, and they should reap the benefits of all that we are doing. With these ideas, I conclude by thanking the organizer for inviting me to this virtual FDP. I also thank all the participants for listening to me. Thank you very much. Rajendra, you can continue with your proceedings.
Very thankful to you, sir, for giving lovable words towards this department, and you have explained about the historical background of commerce and trade, and for the development of the growth and development of this commerce and trade in the present situations. And you have also stressed upon the there is an emergency need to develop the blended pedagogy, and through the online teaching, virtual teaching, digital developing digital classrooms, and which are all relevant to the according to the changing conditions. We must travel with these technology. So thank you very much, sir, for giving your academic address to this in this program. Thank you very much, sir. Now it is the time to invite today's keynote addressee, renowned professor who has been retired from the Department of Commerce, Usmania University, Hyderabad, Professor V. Vishwanathan Garu. Now, just I will give you a brief profile of today's keynote speaker, who is a guru, and at the age of even more than 79 years, then he is readily accepted to inspire the participants, and in turn to ignite the minds of the students in the next coming generation. Sir has teaching experience with 35 years of experience, but after retirement in 2001, he has also been teaching. Almost it is reached more than 20 years now. Now, sir, administrative positions held in Usmania University, Secretary Board of External Examinations, Additional Control of Examinations, Deputy Registrar Academic, Head Department of Commerce, Dean Faculty of Commerce, and now at present in Shiva Shivani Institute of Management, Director Academic. Now, sir was inspired by Swami Vivekananda and Sri Satya Sai, and after retirement, he has been concentrating on motivating people, particularly youth and students, with value orientation to be becoming better citizens. This is their contribution to pay the something, at least something to the society, as feeling the social responsibility towards the world. Now, sir has so many lectures. Just if you go through the, okay, sir, with pleasure, sir. If you go through the YouTube, there are so many lectures you have. You can, if you visit in YouTube, rq.org, there are so many video recordings, and later I will give you his total biodata and the recordings and profiles of the present keynote speaker, Professor V. Vishwanathan Garu. So we are very much thankful to you, sir, for accepting and you were blessing the department and all the other faculty on from bottom of my heart and my own behalf, and the total department, we pay gratitude to coming in the video conference and blessing all the August academic gathering. So thank you very much, sir. Now I request Professor Vishnadhan Garu to speak on the sir's topic is becoming a better teacher in COVID scenario. So when I called him in the first of its kind, then he has spoken with that, Naina, I wanted to speak at least 2 hours. So then really were very, very happy, sir. Really at this age, lot of enthusiasm. You are a really role model to the younger generation. So thank you very much, sir, for coming in the online conference and giving your word. And so thank you very much, sir.
Am I audible? Professor Rajendra, am I audible?
Sir, you're audible, sir.
Very good. Number 2, I think the host must permit me to share the screen so that I can show my slides.
Sir, okay, sir. You can carry on, sir.
Technical aspect.
No, sir, you can carry on. You have been permitted.
Right. No, the host has disabled participant screen sharing is the message I am getting. Take care of this particular problem, please.
Yes, sir. Please do, sir.
Right. Very good morning, dear friends. Professor Purushottam Garu, the registrar of the university. Professor Shankaraya, my good friend who has used number of adjectives. Professor Raj, the program director, the head of the department, the principal of the University College of Commerce and Business Management, who has, well, I should say, directly responsible for my being with you today, and all other members of the faculty of the Kamakya University and of the fraternity, that is Commerce and Management teachers, whoever are listening now or are going to listen later. At the outset, I thank all these people who have given me an opportunity to share some of my views. Before I proceed further, I would like to tell you that I am becoming a bit nostalgic. Just 2 to 3 minutes, please. It was way back 1962-65. That is for 3 years. I was at Warangal. Then there was, just an arts and science college, Subedari, as we used to call it, affiliated to Osmania University. Later, postgraduate center, and then it a university and so on. For 3 years, I was a teacher there, and probably that those initial stages have shaped my, have transformed my attitude to studies, teaching, students, life, society. Now, I would like to proceed to use my PowerPoint presentation and continue. Are you able to see the screen, please? Someone should confirm.
Yeah.
Are you able to see the slides?
Sir, okay, sir. It is viewable, sir.
Very good, very good, very good. So, I think I would say welcome once again to all the large number of fraternity members who are eager to participate in this program. So this interactive session titled as Competency and Sustainability of Commerce and Management Teachers Post-COVID-19 Scenario, organized by the Department of Commerce and Business Management, Kakatiya University, Warangal, Telangana. As I already told you, I am a member of this faculty, fraternity. I am just a teacher. I don't attribute myself anything more. Now, before I get into the details, I just wanted to request you, as is the technical compulsion, that kindly unmute your audio. Then you must be able to see the video. It on. Surely, I will have some 10-15 minutes reserved in my session for interaction, for questions, for doubts, for clarifications, etc. Meanwhile, also, in between, about 3 to 4 times, I would like you to ask for your opinion or response for a question. And I request you to make sure that at least 1 or 2 of you respond. I am proceeding further, please. Becoming a better teacher in COVID scenario is the topic. Arm yourself to make a difference. ARM is an acronym that I have thought of for this occasion. Acquire the required mindset. Acquire the required mindset. Faith. We are born to succeed. I understand the prevailing negative, demotivating, discouraging atmosphere that is there, but we must have faith in ourselves. We must have faith in the God, and we must have faith till we defeat in COVID also. COVID has introduced us to a lot of new vocabulary, lockdown, 2, 3, and so on, chaos, uncertainties, unemployment, migrant Indians walking for hundreds of kilometers in their own country, starvation, depression, closure of education institutions, and we know not what is going to happen to this academic year, when we are going to conduct the examinations needed, start the admissions for the new academic year, and so on. Work from home, stay at home, war-like confrontation with unfriendly neighbors. This is the scenario. I'm very happy that Professor Purushottam, the registrar of the university, was referring to certain things from where I can pick up some clues. And also my good friend, Professor Shankaraya, who was bringing out the reasons where he has very clearly identified the quantitative expansion that has taken place, which resulted in qualitative dilution. Now I'll proceed further. Now this Atmanirbhar Bharat of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, bounce back Bharat must be the slogan now. Resilience is a very beautiful word in English. Bounce back. Yes, you must bounce back to pre-COVID situation. And from there, take on, accept the challenge of the times, and then make sure that you show to this world that here is the peace-loving nation which can concentrate and lead the progress. Now, what is going to be your contribution is my first question I would like to ask you. Because usually we are a consumer. We demand the best from the society. We always would like to receive the good quality things from the rest of the world. And when it comes to our own contribution to the society or to the people to whom we are directly answerable and responsible, what is the quality of the contribution we are making, we can make, and can we redefine this is the question that we must appreciate here. Here, the context is competency and sustainability of commerce and management teachers post-COVID-19 scenario. We are all students of commerce. The basic balance sheet equation, as you are aware, is called as equities is equal to assets. Equities explained as claims, the basic accounting equation gets expanded to capital plus liabilities is equal to assets. Assuming that there are no liabilities, then it becomes capital is equal to assets. And we as teachers constitute the intellectual stockpile that is needed for creating assets, that is our students for future generations. So boiling down, what I am trying to explain is that we the teachers must use all our energy, enthusiasm, knowledge, inspiration, learning attitude, etc., to convert the students who are in our responsibility to become excellent contributors in future, to become excellent leaders in future, to become excellent human beings, to become good citizens of the society, so that this society in future will have a very prosperous future is what I am trying to explain here. So that is the context and what is the question. What did we do to improve our competency levels is the first question. About 120 days, barring few who were burdened with the administrative responsibility, rest of us were staying at home, working from home if you are working, or maybe you are going to the office, I do not know. You as a teacher, the clarity, the commitment, the character, the content, the communication, the skills that are required for a teacher, have you made any attempt to spend some time and see that you have developed further your skills, your abilities, and your competency levels? If for some reason, maybe you were busy helping your spouse, maybe you were busy wondering what is going to happen to your future and the future of the institution and the society and so on. I understand all that sort of thing. What I am suggesting is from today onwards, from now onwards, kindly set apart at least 10 to 15 minutes to think, yes, to think about you and how to develop your competency levels. Then think of action plans and action programs that will make you a more competent person to face a challenging situation such as this. The next question I have is, what do to substantially increase our sustainability and management teaching? I very well appreciate Professor Purushottam Garu, the Registrar of the University, who was tracing back to the importance then and also now. That is 3000 years BC, before Christ, the South India was expanding and doing trade both east and in the direction of the west, where language has developed, trade and commerce, international trade and all that sort of thing. Then barter was referring to, then how language has developed and so on. I'm very happy a teacher from the English faculty has this appreciation and awareness of the role that the commerce and management has played. Now, management is relatively an offshoot. I would say commerce and management, or commerce when I use, I'm sure you would permit me to make it include the management aspect here. So, increased our sustainability and substantially. What does this substantially mean? Sizable, cognizable, accountable, capable of influencing the future. Now, just remember that all thinking, of course, you can do 360 degrees thinking, etc. But all thinking is about the future. So, time spent for thinking should result in creating a better future. A better future, not just for you, but for everybody with whom you are connected and you interact. So are we now better prepared? Now, today morning I was just going through the slides that I have selected for this presentation. And I was just wondering, probably there may be theists and atheists, in the sense, those who believe in God, irrespective of the religion, and those who do not believe in any God. And even those who believe in God have sometimes a dilution, in the sense that they may believe sometimes 100%, sometimes 95, sometimes 92, sometimes 87, sometimes 82, and so on. So this is the sort of faith we have in God or in his absence. But about COVID, you have to believe. Maybe none of us have got it as of now. And surely I wish that God will bless all of us, and none of us are going to attract. We'll ward it off. But unfortunately, the reality is this unseen enemy has become, I would say, challenging the power of God. If all the humanity were to concentrate on efforts, I have a feeling that maybe God will give us the necessary direction, enthusiasm, and the inspiration and the creativity and the innovative ability to see that we can do something and to face this COVID and defeat this COVID. Now, this is what I mean by, are we now better prepared? I'm very note that the doctors, the nurses, the people in the medical profession, the police, the municipal workers. So many people, notwithstanding the risk to which they are themselves getting exposed to, are willing to take care of the rest. And I will be forgetting and making a mistake if I forget the duty of our defense armed forces, shielding our borders. That is real-time preparation. That is expecting the unexpected. That is making a difference to ourselves and to others. Have we tried to become familiar with taking sessions online? Between May first week and now, I think I have taken about 6 to 8 online sessions. As a retired person, I would say I'm not much in demand, but whenever people think that I can be of some use, I can share some of my views and so on, they have been inviting me and I have been very gladly accepting and preparing appropriately. So I would like to ask you a straight question. How many of you are familiar with these platforms? Maybe it is Zoom. There was a suggestion earlier from one of the members, participant members, that why don't you shift over to GeoMeet, or maybe there is Google Meet, or there is WebEx. Now, whatever it is, have you just downloaded the software, the free version at least? Have you seen what it is? What are the things that you can do? How you can prepare? How to host a meeting, how to participate in a meeting, or how to join a meeting and so on. Have you done any such thing? In case you have not done, I request you to start doing it. Probably let this be the beginning, and you yourself, every one of you, in every college from you are representing, organize a meeting, have that experience, because that would be the platform on which tomorrow time comes, you would be able to organize online teaching classes for your students. That's the point I would like to emphasize here. Then, have we planned our strategies for blended teaching? Again, our registrar and our Shankaraya Garu was explaining about this blended teaching. What is blended teaching? The challenges of online education are there. The challenges of MOOC, that is open courses, that are there. The challenges of open university education, they are there. The fact that big and popular famous universities like Harvard, Stanford, etc., are thinking of online classes, making their, recordings available for everyone throughout the world are also there. Then what is the teacher? Till the country decides to do away with this personal interaction, I have a strong feeling, though we require a lot of improvement, the traditional teacher has a very important role to play in one, partly continuing the traditional pedagogical techniques, methodologies, accepting the new challenges of online teaching, and what is this blended teaching. You know, we were all, including particularly, let me talk about myself. Way back 1961, when I started my career as a teacher in Khammam and then shifted to Warangal for 3 years and then to Hyderabad, it was just chalk talk. That means we read it, we read books again, and maybe we refer to some good guides. Then we prepare notes, keep all this in our mind. Maybe in the beginning we note down certain points and then use those notes along with attendance register, duster, chalk piece, and nothing else was there in 1961 or 1962 and onward. Now it was our memory, it was our understanding, it was what went deep into our minds, it was the clarity, it was the confidence, it was the mind, it was the manner in which we were able to think of something, what shall I say, appropriate. It was our ability to face the students, answer their questions, sometimes expecting the unexpected. So over a period of time, we have definitely developed compared to the days when we started our career. So what is this blended teaching? Maybe I think till the government decides it to be differently, the existing teachers will be continued in service. But the way they have been handling classes till now will definitely undergo a change. Surely, hundreds and thousands of crores will be spent on technology and elsewhere. to give us the facilities that are necessary for online teaching. May be provided with laptops, cell phones, with necessary memory, some monetary backup, etc. I do not know. That means you must have a new method. To my mind, with my limited understanding, I would say you must have your own syllabus to be covered, number of sessions to be covered. Now, it is not just going to a classroom and covering them. So obviously, you have to decide the percentage composition of traditional teaching and online teaching, and then consider this as blended teaching. Now, the moment we are not meeting our students regularly, or at least only partially we are going to meet them, we will be required to give them assignments. We will be required to correct those assignments. We will be required to interact individually, not as a group. What I am trying to tell you is the fact that some teachers consider that teaching is a 10 to 4 or a 10 to 3 job, and rest of the time they are free for themselves, will be forcing a redefinition on us. I have a feeling, if assume that there are about 60 students you have, and 60 students submit their assignments, and 60 students have to be individually contacted about what are the, say, points you are identifying in the assignment submitted by them, and on what they have to focus and how they can improve, what additional reading they have to make, or what prior reading that they have to do, and so on. I am sure 24 hours will be inadequate. I have a strong feeling, though I am unlikely to be facing these challenges of blended teaching now, but as I imagine, my fertile imagination makes me feel that it is not going to be a joke, particularly for teachers who may not be familiar with this technology, etc. Whatever it is, we must understand what is blended teaching. Search for blended teaching. I am sure you will get thousands of pages of information, and maybe some books have been written and some tips and hints have been given as to how to handle online sessions and so on. So have we tried to look at the new normal, this abnormal real situation, present situation as the new normal, and what challenges and opportunities it provides? I have a feeling that we may have to redesign, redefine, reorient, and restructure our courses, our papers, our semesters, our syllabus, and our lesson plans, and our attitude toward teaching, etc. What are our plans to create a better future? That is the most fundamental question. Because past, however great, we are not going to revisit and live in the past. We have to learn to use the present for creating a better future. And that better future must be for ourselves, for our students, for the society, for the country, and don't stop there, please, for the entire humanity. Now, what are our plans to create a better future for ourselves? Say, for example, between today and say next 6 months or 1 year, hoping that the normalcy will be restored in about 12 months or so. If you can organize yourself, say 6 to 8 sessions online as program directors, 2, participate in about another dozen or so, if not more than that, as a participant. 3, start writing some papers about your experience with online teaching and blended teaching and so on, if possible. Then you can say, probably you need not wait for another 5 or 8 years to get promotion in your own university or in your college, but you can apply elsewhere to IIMs or IITs as the case may be, or to foreign universities and get selected and appointed as a person who has become familiar with this technology and with these challenges of the COVID and so on. Now, what do we have to do? All this that I have said also have to be passed on, not in veterinary doses, but in homeopathic doses to our students. That means we have to make our students familiar. You see, live interaction in a classroom between the teacher and the taught has a lot to do in inspiring the students and in really motivating them. But this online, for example, right at this moment, I see that about how many? About 24 people are in this Zoom session, and I do not know the number of people who are seeing this on YouTube live. But what I want to tell you is that I am missing the traditional, familiar eye-to-eye contact with my participants. What does it mean? You see the smile, that satisfaction, the happiness, the encouragement, the fact that you are conveying it to me that I am connecting or that I am touching your heart with a point of mind, etc., are all missing because I am only looking at my face, looking at the face of our Radhareddy and Krishnamachari, these two who are present, are the gallery view. But then looking at the faces of all those in that postcard size slots, you know, is going to distract my attention and dilute my ability to concentrate on the topic. So I'm not doing it. So what is it that we have to do? How we can make our students better. That means we have to force them. Shraddha. Shraddhavan labhate gnanam. We have to force them, even though the teacher is not in front of you, even though you are not in the classroom, even though you are sitting in the comfort of your own room, you must now concentrate and learn to concentrate, learn to absorb. While you are looking at the screen, have a notebook and a pen to note down what are the points or what are the clarifications you seek, what you have to do. So teach yourself. When you begin to teach yourself, you become a better student. And when teachers begin to teach themselves, they become a better student. And that's why we say that all teachers are lifelong learners. Now, how about this third point which I mentioned for the society? How do we create a better society? I'm sure, don't mistake me, many of our colleagues in the colleges where we are working, coming from language departments or coming from other departments, may not be familiar as you are familiar with this technology. Spare some time, organize programs in the staff room or online, college-wise, department-wise, and make sure that every one of us share what we know. This is the secret of positive progress and advancement. In a different context, I'll be using it in a slide later, but since it is touching my mind at this moment, I am sharing it with you. Sarve Badrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhave. Let everybody know. Yes, that is the purpose of knowledge. Not being secretive and not withdrawing it from others. Let everybody know. Sarve Badrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhave. Nobody should suffer. No starvation, no suicides, no sacrifices, no nonsense. Let us use this opportunity for creating a better value-oriented society. So that's what we can make our society. Maybe our neighbors, maybe our friends, maybe those who are not as fortunate as we are to become familiar so that they learn and they pick up much faster and so on. And how about the country? I'll come to that a little later. For the simple reason, I'm going to ask you a question about the dollar-rupee exchange rate and what we can do as commerce and management teachers to see that we improve that dollar-rupee in favor of the rupee. And then, of course, for the humanity. You see, we are a social being. We have to live along with others. We may have certain personal dislikes and being more friendly, less friendly, etc. They are all a point of detail. But I would like to tell you that if you don't have love in your heart, why do you expect others to like you? And if you don't have love in your heart, why do you expect God to like you? And that, to my mind, is fundamental. Hope, the force intense inactivity which we have experienced has compelled us to turn inwards, antarmukha, and ask questions such as, what are we doing? Not just during the COVID period, please, but in our day, in the 24 hours, how we are spending our time, with what, for what purpose, and with what result, and with what addition, or I would normally say, our closing balance must be higher than the opening balance. At the end of my lecture, your inspiration, your knowledge, your motivation must be higher than what it was at the beginning of my lecture. At the end of every day, you must be better than what you were at the beginning of the day. At the end of your life, believe me, your closing balance must be much higher than what it was at the beginning of your life. How well we are doing what we are doing. Can we do it better? Have we ever explored the alternatives and the possibilities available for us for doing a better job, for increasing the productivity, for doing it in less time, for whether it is blended teaching or normal teaching, can we do a better job and so on? And can we do it better and face confidently the challenging situation? Because the other day I was reading a report from the World Health Organization and another report from the Secretary of Health Telangana state, that maybe by this November and then again by February 2021 there will be a peak, and maybe about 25 crores of Indians are likely to be affected or inflicted by this COVID. And then there are reports about medicine for COVID, vaccine for COVID, etc. Well, these are all external considerations. I'm not going to look at them. Now, how we can face better and more confidently this challenging situation? Following the precautions, developing our immunity, and so on, I think is the minimum that we must think of. So what else can we do to make our management students industry ready? Starting from our Narayana Murthy, Infosys founder chairman, way back about 20 years ago, he said that he finds that hardly 10 to 12% of the students coming out from our universities to be employable, and the rest of the past candidates, please note that he has labeled as not employable. I do not, maybe something has been done, maybe some tinkering has been done, but a thorough change that must come or a serious reorientation that must come has not taken place. Well, the reasons for this dilution in the quality has been identified by Professor Karaya, by Professor Purushottam Garu, and I'm sure the galaxy of academia that you are going to interact during this 1 week program, and you participants yourself are likely to tell us as to what can be done, how it can be done, and how we can make our students industry ready and so on. And if you don't mind, I'll just say one more phrase here. What else can we do to make our students, commerce or management, ready for the society, ready for living the life, ready for not adding to the tears and tribulations in this society, making people enjoy a better life? That is the purpose of education. Can we make our students realize the need for increasing their own responsibility? An academic responsibility, I mean. Every time I find majority of the students come to the class with an open. What does that mean? They don't come prepared to the class. They don't read before the session is taught. I have all the while been feeling, just as a teacher must first read the syllabus, 2, read the chapter, 3, break it down into 8, 10, 15 units as the case may be, and what is cover in each one of those units and so on. Similarly, I think we must make our students accept the responsibility that how much they are able to understand because it has not yet been taught. I do understand the problem. Turn the pages, become familiar with the contours, frontiers of the syllabus, and then the subject, and then 1 or 2 standard texts, and then with the chapter, and then read the chapter and come prepared to the class. This is what I mean by increasing their own responsibility. I hope some students may be having an opportunity to look at my slides. I'm willing to share my slides at the end of this program. Before today evening, I'll be sending it to Professor Rajendra Garu with a request he may freely make it available to all the participants who have registered for this program, and even to others if there are others who are interested and so on. Let me move on. Can we make students realize the need for group learning? You see, a teacher, let's say, is on duty, even with blended learning opportunities, say between 9 and 10. Now, that would actually work out about 6 hours. Now, out of 24 hours, 12 hours, I will give it as your personal time, teacher or student, whatever that be. Sleep, then personal work, domestic work, rest, meditation, exercise, and all those things. 12 hours I will not ask. But I would say a minimum of 12 hours every healthy individual must be able to put in. Now, in the situation I explained, teachers are required to be active, very active and accountable between 9 and 3. That means out of the 12 hours I have suggested as to be used for the profession to which we belong, if 6 hours taken away for the physical presence and other administrative duties and teaching that we may have to do, 6 hours are available for us. And during these 6 hours, what the teachers are doing, maybe much of the time will be spent interacting with our students. I want every student to feel that in addition to this time that he has to spend for online learning, he may have to spend not less than 12 to 14 hours every day. Become a real student, not just asking for shortcuts, not asking for guest paper, not asking for questions, not trying to somehow get the degree and not impressing upon us that, sir, you just make me pass. And we in the university, majority of us are guilty of ensuring that our students pass so that we don't get a bad name and the government or the university and authorities do not criticize us and so on. Now we have to redefine a paradigm shift. A group learning must be emphasized. That means students must form themselves as small groups, exchange notes, interact, and be ready, and what we can call as team learning also. That must also be encouraged. Can we initiate some steps towards team teaching? No. I'm sure many of you agree that we go as a teacher allotted with a particular subject. We just teach our subject. And we are concentrating on teaching the syllabus that is given in the university. But the interconnectedness between different subjects of the course, even if it is not mentioned in the syllabi, are we spending any time about the connections that exist between different subjects in that particular course? I'm afraid we have not been doing. I think when new definitions and new demands are going to be made, I think at least 1 or 2 sessions have to be reserved. For example, why not finance and marketing teachers come together and teach to the class here that panel discussion? Why not finance and HR people? Why not marketing and HR people? Why not materials management people and the production management people and so on? It all depends. Now, team teaching also, I think, a lot of scope must experiment with that. So what else we can initiate to make our students learn? I think Professor Shukla was mentioning about it, that soft skills are required. We find people are shy. They are not able to talk, whether it is English or not able to write few sentences correctly. They are not able to understand correctly with precision that is posed before them. Not able to understand with speed and answer the question correctly. Now, lots of, it may be LSRWT, that is listening, speaking, reading, writing, and thinking, and the integration. Now, maybe some programs have to be designed either by the language teachers or by those who are otherwise confident about them. And some programs on soft skills, particularly for the students, have to be organized. And kindly mistake me, maybe some teachers also require some stressing again on certain of the aspects which may be in our own mood and mind. We have just missed it. Do you feel that there is a need for a more serious induction program that emphasizes on self-management, particularly for the management? Now, our induction programs have generally, if conducted, have been a sort of lip sympathy. Say, as AICTE has given some guidelines, or say for a few days we tell them about the college, university, about inter-assessment, about examination system, about library, about physical directors' activities, and so on and so on. Much more important than all that, irrespective of the program, BA, BCom, BSc, BTech, MTech, BE, whatever that be, I think the emphasis must be on self-management. What are study skills? How a student must learn to be a good student during that period of time. How to avoid failure. Why failure? To get definitely respectable scores like 80 to 90% in each semester. How to avoid backlogs. How to develop language skills. How to have this fear of English disappear from their mind. Sorry. I think these are certain things. Maybe I think I would even suggest 2 months, 3 months, or about 50, 80, 100 sessions of self-management. Also teach them about life, teach them about values, teach them about managing their 24 hours, teach them about goal setting, teach them about positive attitude, teach them about communication skills, teach them about non-verbal communication, Teach them about how to behave in a meeting. Teach them about how to conduct meetings. Teach them about hundreds of things that are there, which I include under the broad title of self-management. And I think we have to do some serious thinking about it. But I think my friends in the Commerce and Management in the Kakatiya University take the lead, just as they have taken this lead. Congratulate them on the lead that they have taken. But why not you think of organizing a program on self-management? Organize a program on what the contents of an induction program. Of course, unique to the course, unique to the college, and unique to the program, the students there. And then the soft skills and so on. I think without that, we will not be able to put life and meaning and purpose into our programs. Questions, more questions, and many more questions. This is what I have been doing, I know. I'm confident that the galaxy of academia and the enthusiastic participants will surely find the answers. And I will be happy if at the end of the program director were to, make available a sort of summary of the important points contributed and a summary of the important aspects covered by the speakers during this 1 week program. And maybe, if possible, try to bring it out as a book, or alternatively, try to make it available on your website and share it with all the participants and the faculty, so that next time when we meet, maybe we will be 10,000 strong. Let the world look to Kakatiya. Let the world look to Bharat. Yes, we must commit ourselves to make a difference. In a VUCA world of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, the COVID pandemic has made it VUCA too. I hope you got the point. I need not explain it. Maybe recession, natural disasters, epidemics, pandemics, etc. have to be taught. Nay, every subject be reoriented towards this new reality. Probably in subjects like finance, we have been talking about conditions of certainty, conditions of uncertainty. In statistics, the probability estimates, probabilistic estimates, and so on, we will be talking. Now, nowhere we have been talking about how to handle the situation, how to handle a shutdown, how to handle a pandemic, how to handle a natural disaster. Maybe I think certain important aspects, how not to lose faith in yourself, how to make sure that you have trust in God, how to make sure that you have trust in your ability to think at the shortest notice possible for the highest creative suggestions that you can think of, and so on. I think this is absolutely necessary. Friends, I have a slide here. I want you people to interact. Now I find here that yesterday in the evening when I was browsing, I found that the dollar-rupee exchange rate is 75.09 Indian rupees per $1. Now, what it has been earlier, when it has started, and how it is present, and what is the future, well, they are all points for discussion. I want at least one or two of you to tell me, what do you think that we can do? We mean all of us, right? Something about this. Yes, one or two responses, please. Kindly unmute and talk. Shall we allow this dollar is equal to 75, become 78, 80, 85, 90, 98, 100?
We should not, sir. We should not.
Not wonderful, because as commerce teachers, we know what we mean very well by this. Now then what can we do? What can we do as teachers is also a point. What can we do as citizens is a more important point which I have in my mind at this moment.
Yeah, truly, sir. So we have to make ourselves self-reliance.
What do we, how? Come on, spell out 1, 2, 3.
Improve productivity, innovation.
No, one by one. Improve productivity. That means you are in your own country, in your own factory. Probably you will reduce wastage. You will produce more, better quality, lesser time, lower cost. That's one aspect. Next, how does it influence this dollar-rupee rate?
So we can import very less. So
Not import very less. We have to continue to import in this world of dependence. We must reduce our imports, find import substitution. We must start exporting more and more. To export more and more, we must be able to offer a global quality in our products at a competitive price. I don't know whether I'm making sense.
yeah.
Must increase exports. When can we increase exports? When our products are world-class standards. When our cost of production is lower, or maybe we will be asked to select marginal cost plus so that there is some contribution. What China can do with its communistic orientation, we cannot do in India. Probably no other non-communist country will be able to treat its own citizens as slaves and put them in concentration camp and then produce goods. No, that's not the way humanity should live. I'm very clear about it. You may brand me as a non-communist, I don't mind. What I am trying to tell you is, given the capitalistic or pro-capitalistic or socialistic ideology that we have adopted, what can we do to increase our exports? 1, 2, 3, 4. What can we do to decrease our imports? 1, 2, 3, 4. What we can do in research and development area? What we can do in import substitution? What we can do to be more self-sufficient, self-reliant, and so on. For example, don't put context. If a crore of people were to miss drinking a Coca-Cola every day, you will be able to save almost a crore of rupees from being sent from this country to America. Can you do that? I'm thinking of the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, who, when he announced a boycott of all foreign goods, just as our Bhogi, Sankranti, Mantalu, what we call as the fires, you know, all the foreign goods, etc., were brought voluntarily by our Indians, and then they were put in that fire and to burn. That was the Swarajya spirit. That will contribute to Atmanirbhar Bharat. Try to analyze before you use a product. If you don't mind, I'll just give you a small instance. There was a case recently reported, maybe it was in circulation in WhatsApp. Japanese students were in France or somewhere. They were using Japanese-made pencils. And Japanese-made pencils were brittle in the sense, the moment they start sharpening it, they were getting broken. With the result, maybe they were using more pencils during a given span of time. And I think their friends were telling them, why do you use such food stuff? Why don't you use our, say, France-made pencils? They said, we understand, but when we use our Japanese-made pencils, we are creating demand for the Japanese pencils. And one day we are sure that we will improve the quality and we will give goods that are acceptable to the world and so on. That is the spirit of nationality. That's what we must have as teachers. That's what we must inculcate in our students. That's what we must spread in our society and the whole country. First become self-reliant, Atmanirbhar, and then maybe you can do something. It would otherwise look like an academic session. So I'm moving on to another point here, please. And look at this I have to show. As recently as March 21st, 2020, the United Nations
Not hearing, sir.
There was a small technical glitch. Sir will rejoin. Please wait.
అది సార్ రావట్లేదు సార్, ఇంటరప్ట్ అయింది. ఇప్పుడు మీ దగ్గర సార్ ఒకటి కోచింగ్లో ఓకే. అందరు నాకు ఫోన్ చేస్తామంటే మళ్ళీ నేను ఇక సార్ది క్లిక్ కావట్లేదు. మీటింగ్ అని ఉంటుంది సార్, జాయిన్ మీటింగ్. అట్లా వస్తుందా? వెయిటింగ్ ఫర్ ఏదేదో వస్తుందా సార్? వెయిటింగ్ ఫర్ ది హోస్ట్ జాయిన్ వస్తుంది సార్.
అన్నగారు సార్ కట్ అయిందట.
సార్
అది టైం అయిపోయింది.
అడ్మిట్ చేసిన సార్ నేను.
Oh, sorry to inconvenience, and sir has joined. Sir, could join చేసాం కదా సార్. పోస్ట్ కదా సార్, జాయిన్ మీటింగ్ లో జాయిన్ అయ్యాను. ఓకే.
ఇప్పుడు ఎవరైనా ఉందా చూసి సార్ మాట్లాడండి క్షమాచారం సార్ ఉంది
Now I request Professor Krishnamacharya sir.
ఉండరు లైన్లో సార్
So sir, so there was a problem at the speaker's home or keynote addressee. A small disturbance happened. Now I request Professor Krishnamacharya sir.
సార్ లేడు సార్ అట్లా మాట్లాడలే ఫీల్ అవుతుంది
మాట్లాడారు
Sir, welcome back.
Sir, please welcome back, sir.
Sir.
Oh, welcome, sir.
Sir, you please do proceed.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Now it is audible, sir. Please, you can. Now you can start, sir. Hello, sir.
మన వినబడదా
హలో సార్.
Wait.
అయ్యో మీరు సార్ మ్యూట్ చేసిందా సార్? మళ్ళీ మీరు మ్యూట్ చేశారు సార్.
ఇప్పుడు నేను అన్మ్యూట్ చేశాను.
వినబడుతుంది సార్, ఇప్పుడు వినబడుతుంది. ప్లీజ్ సార్, ప్లీజ్ క్యారీ ఆన్ సార్.
నా ఫోన్ ఏమో నా చేతిలో ఉంది, ల్యాప్టాప్ కూడా ఎదురుగుండా ఉన్నది.
Sir, now it is okay, sir. We are getting. Sir, please you can speak.
ఇప్పుడు నేను కనబడుతున్నా, నా స్లైడ్స్ మరి మీకు ఇక్కడ ఫోన్ లో ఎట్లా చూపించాలి? నేను నా ల్యాప్టాప్
స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేయండి సార్.
అమ్మా
షేర్ స్క్రీన్ సార్, షేర్
స్క్రీన్ చేస్తానయ్యా. ఫోన్ లో నా పీపీటీ లేదు కదా
సార్. మీరు ల్యాప్టాప్ లో కూడా లాగిన్ కావచ్చు సార్, సేమ్ ఐడి తోటి.
ఏమ్మా?
ల్యాప్టాప్ లోకి వెళ్ళి జూమ్ ఓపెన్ చేయండి సార్.
ల్యాప్టాప్ కు వెళ్ళి జూమ్. ఇప్పుడు కొత్తగా పంపించిన ఐడితో అంటున్నావా?
అది ఓల్డ్ ఐడియా సార్. దాని మీద మీరు క్లిక్ చేసినా కూడా మీరు రెండిట్లో షేర్ కావచ్చు, మొబైల్లో అండ్ అస్ వెల్ as ల్యాప్టాప్.
ఒక్క నిమిషం. ఓల్డ్ ఐడి మళ్ళా ఇప్పుడు ల్యాప్టాప్ తో ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చిందని కదా మనం ఇటు వచ్చినాం.
అవును సార్.
ఆల్ రైట్, ఐఎమ్ క్లికింగ్ అగైన్. వాట్సాప్ లో, ల్యాప్టాప్ లో ఉన్న వాట్సాప్ లోంచి నేను క్లిక్ చేసిన.
మిమ్మల్ని జూమ్ కి రీడైరెక్ట్ చేస్తుంది.
వెన్ సిస్టమ్ డైలాగ్ ప్రాంప్ట్స్ క్లిక్ ఓపెన్ జూమ్ మీటింగ్స్ అని వస్తున్నది.
చేస్తానండి సార్. ఓకే
ప్రాంప్ట్ ఏం రావడం లేదు కదా.
అదర్వైజ్ యూ డూ వన్ థింగ్ సార్, డైరెక్ట్ జూమ్ ఉంది కదా మీ దగ్గర యాప్. జూమ్ యాప్ ఉంది కదా ల్యాప్టాప్ లో
ఉండాలి. ఇంతకు ముందు చేసిన 3-4 జూమ్ సెషన్స్.
ఓకే సార్, అప్పటి నుంచైనా మీరు కనెక్ట్ కావచ్చు. ఎందుకంటే మీకు ప్రాంప్ట్ రావట్లేదు అంటే అది.
నాన్న ఒక పని చేద్దాం, లెట్ us ఫైండ్ ఎ సొల్యూషన్. ఇంతసేపు పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ ని ఐడిల్ గా ఉంచడం మంచిది కాదు.
అవును సార్.
నేనేమంటున్నా, నాకు ల్యాప్టాప్ లో స్లైడ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, మీకు స్లైడ్స్ కనబడవు. ఎందుకంటే ఈ కెమెరాలో ఎట్లా స్లైడ్స్ చూపించాలో నాకు తెలియదు.
ఒక పని చేయండి సార్, స్లైడ్స్ ని మాకు మెయిల్ చేయరా, నేను షేర్ చేస్తాను.
అచ్చా, ఒక్క నిమిషం. 1 minute time.
I
will sending my PPT to you people first. మన నాతాన్ ఎవరిదున్నది ఈమెయిల్ ఐడి?
రాజేందర్ గారికి పంపించండి.
రాజేంద్ర గారిది ఉన్నదా ఈమెయిల్ ఐడి నాతానా?
ఉన్నది సార్, కాకపోతే నేను చెప్తాను మీకు.
ఒక్క నిమిషం ఉండండి.
మీకు అది వాట్సాప్ కూడా పంపుతాను ఆయన మెయిల్ ఐడి.
పోనీ వాట్సాప్ కు పంపినా సరే, లేకపోతే ఒక్క నిమిషం నాకు చెప్పరాదు. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఈమెయిల్
ఓకే సార్.
జీమెయిల్ లో నేను కంపోజ్ దగ్గర ఉన్నా. నాకు ఏది ఒకసారి చెప్పమ్మా.
డాక్టర్ డిఆర్ రాజేందర్
డిఆర్ రాజేందర్ కట్లా అని వచ్చేసినప్పుడే
అదే సార్ దానికి మీరు షేర్ చేయండి.
పంపిస్తున్నా.
ఓకే.
ఇదిగో ఇది 114 MB ఫైల్. జర టైం పడుతుంది, లోడ్ అవుతున్నది. లోడ్ అయిన వెంటనే సెండ్ కొట్టేస్తా, మీకు వస్తుంది.
ఓకే సార్. మీన్ వైల్ మీరు మాట్లాడచ్చు. ఒక 2-3
మాట్లాడతా. నాకు అర్థమైంది. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఫోన్ లో మీ జూమ్ సెషన్ లో ఉన్నట్టు.
అవును సార్.
So laptop will be virtually not required so far as the Zoom session is concerned after I send this PPT to Dr. Rajendra.
Okay sir.
Kada?
Name play చేస్తాం.
Right. So ఈ లోపల ఎట్టకో 4-5 minutes పట్టేటట్టు ఉన్నది. మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ ని, ప్రొఫెసర్ విశ్వనాథం is now going to continue his audio on phone. PPT will be shown later by you అని చెప్పని మీరు మెసేజ్ పెట్టేసేయండి అక్కడ.
పెట్టండి సార్.
రైట్. సో ఇది ఇంకా లోడ్ అవుతున్నది నాయన, చెప్పి కదా పెద్ద ఫైల్ అని చెప్పి. ఐ జస్ట్ కంటిన్యూ దిస్. ఓకే, నౌ ఐ థింక్ ఐ మస్ట్ బి హియర్ సమ్వేర్ హియర్.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, madam. He is getting back, madam.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, I'm waiting
A
just.
small technical problem.
Acha. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for waiting, ma'am.
So he is technically sound, but matter.
Vishwanathan garu. Sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Sir. మీరు వీడియో ఆన్ చేసుకోండి సార్.
మీకు వినబడుతున్నదా?
వినబడుతుంది సార్. ప్లీజ్ మాట్లాడండి.
రైట్.
ఓకే.
వెరీ గుడ్. మీకు వినబడుతున్నదే చేస్తే probably all the participants are able to listen.
Yes sir, definitely sir.
Definitely.
So can I now continue to talk?
Yeah, sir. There is one query. From one of the professor called K. Bhagavati. She is saying that how far we could fruitfully utilize this online teaching in our country.
Well, point number one, till she has heard me, I am sure she was able to convince herself that we can use. Yeah. The technical break that we are now experiencing also shows that there is a need for further technological familiarity and technological improvements. We are getting both the light and the shade, good and the bad versions of it.
Yes, sir.
Can I continue?
You can continue.
Sir, please continue.
Good. Well, friends, I'm continuing. I'm extremely sorry. My personal apologies. Normally, a teacher usually gets disturbed whenever there is any disturbance. But here you find a 79-year-old not out fellow backing still, and you would find that I am not disturbed. I was trying to, because my ignorance of technology has made me understand the hints that Rajendra was telling very slowly. But okay, let me continue. Now, one slide I was showing about the dollar-rupee exchange rate. And I wanted to ask you, I did ask you, and some of you did answer, and I made some explanation as to what we can do to see that this, what shall I say, very shameful situation of $1 is equal to 75 rupees must be first stopped to reversed. 3, it must get reduced. The countdown must begin from 75 to 74 to 73 to 60 to 50 to 40 to 30 to 20 to 1. That is respectable. $1 is equal to 1 rupee. And if you believe me, Jai Bharat, I want a day when 1 rupee is equal to $75. I'm not against dollars, not against America, not against capitalism, but I would like to see, let us all strive to see that we work for a day when 1 rupee is equal to $75. That must be the respectability. India, Indian goods, Indian intellectuals, Indian students must be able to command internationally. That's what I just want to tell you. Now let me proceed further. The second part I was trying to tell you was about the United Nations World Happiness Index, where as recently as March 21st, 2020, United Nations World Happiness Index has revealed that we, that is India, ranks 144 out of the 156 nations surveyed by the United Nations. And our very unfriendly neighbor, Pakistan, inshallah, God bless them, they stand at 66. I think we as teachers have to do some thinking as to what happens. It's not, I'm not talking about statistics. I'm not talking about the methodology adopted, and I'm not talking about are people more happy there, why. I'm not talking about why Indian people are unhappy. Is it the population problem, or is it poverty, or is it lack of clarity? I do not know. These are all the issues that have to be discussed. Maybe a multidisciplinary seminar can be organized so that people can understand what happiness is, how we can improve our happiness. And it is not just happiness of the rich, it must be the happiness of every Indian citizen, including a tribal, including an Adivasi, including a, whatever be the social, economic background of the individual. Every Indian born in this country must be happy. And how, in what period of time, say in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, we can make it. And what is our master plan? What is our action plan to see that we make this into a reality and so on. Friends, I am aware that it is already about 12:10 and I have about 89 slides and I'm probably around 16th or 17th slide. Don't worry, I will try to do, probably I think I'll keep you busy till about 1 o'clock or so. I'll very swiftly do half step and jump and cover my slides. Please don't worry about it. I was referring to this. Sarve Badrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Bhavat. Share your knowledge with love. Share it with the best of your ability and intentions so that everyone should know what you know and what is good and what is right and what is wrong. Nobody should suffer. That must be the objective. This indirectly connects me to the happiness index and our unfortunately 144 by 156 rank. Now that the context of post-COVID has been discussed by me to the extent possible, permit me to move on to becoming a better teacher in COVID and post-COVID, and whatever be the COVID, we must become a better teacher. I usually use about 120 to 130 slides whenever I visit the academic staff college of the JNTU or Usmania or elsewhere, and spend about 3 hours time sharing some of my ideas about becoming a better teacher. But today, time being only 2 hours and almost about say 40 minutes or so I have spent on COVID and becoming a better teacher, and I'll be spending rest of the time, say about 50 minutes for the remaining slides. But let me assure you, all my sessions, I have made it a point to record them and upload them freely to the internet. I will give you the details about all of them towards the end of my lecture. About 2,100 lectures of mine are available on internet freely. About 351 PowerPoint presentation slides are available freely on the internet. The address will be given to you. This PowerPoint presentation, I will be sharing it with Dr. Rajendra after the session is over, and it will be sent to you. Now that you are able to see the slides, I hope you will be able to appreciate what I am trying to share. Don't worry about this break. Don't worry about any inconvenience, and you can always listen to the entire session later. So understand the relationship between the seed, tree, and the fruit. And try to understand also how thought, word, and action are related. Just as seed gives birth to a tree, tree gives you fruits, and fruits in turn give you the seeds, and seeds continue the journey till eternity. Similarly, the thoughts that we get are like seeds. It is the thoughts that give you the visible world. Otherwise, my thoughts remain in my mind, not available for anyone. And when my thoughts are thoughtful words, they are meaningful. If they are thoughtless words, they are meaningless. And these thoughtful words should inspire me and inspire others who are listening to me to action. When action takes place, we get results. Results will give us the experience. Experience will reinforce the thought. So this review will help us to think of better thoughts so that we have better words, so that we have better actions. This is what we call as Manovakaya Karma or Manovakaya Shuddhi. That means the reference to is to purity. Now, normally I have to spend some time explaining this particular slide of mine. This has nothing to do with COVID, please. As I told you, I have already covered my points which I wanted to share in respect of COVID. Now I am talking about becoming a better teacher exclusively. Now this CQ2VC is an abbreviation that I have created. Now, normally I ask people to tell me what do they understand by a C, by a Q, by a V, and so on. Now that the time is a constraint, I am trying to swiftly cover this. Now in this equation, CQ2VC, C stands for curiosity. To become a best teacher, to become a better teacher, to compete with yourself, to become much better than what you are now, the most important thing that you must keep always alive is your curiosity. Willingness to ask questions, willingness to seek answers, willingness to experiment, willingness to learn from the mistakes of ours and mistakes of others, and so on. Then the Q is for quantity. Do have an eye on the quality, but collect quantity that is sufficient for you so that you can filter and see that what quality you require and whether that quality is available for you from the available quantity. If not, you must further add to the quantity so that you can think of a better quality. V stands for variety here. You remember the definition of economics that we have studied? Limited means, unlimited wants, unlimited wants, limited means, and alternative uses. A man has this insatiable desire for a variety. He is not satisfied with what is given. He is always unhappy, in the sense he is always not satisfied, and he would like to get more and more and more and more variety and more quantity. So the most important thing to my mind that can make us a better teacher is the C, the last C here, that is creativity. We must be wedded to creativity. We must be able to do things clearly and so on in a much better manner. That must reveal our commitment. So give your honest best always. That is 100% plus. No discussion about it. Don't tell me, sir, in statistics 100% is complete and whole, sir. How can you say 100% plus? ये जो है sentiment की बात है. 100% plus should really mean that you must feel that the student sitting in front of you is a direct representative of God. Please remember, even the great avatar Purush like Rama and Krishna sat in front of the teachers and learned knowledge from them. Not that they do not know, but the teachers were also aware that the children that they were sitting in front of them was nothing but God incarnate, but still they did their job honestly to the best of their ability. Similarly, consider the students who are sitting in front of you, online or offline, that's a different issue, as direct representatives of God. Feel that God is in front of you. God is trying to judge whether you are doing a good job of the opportunity and knowledge that He has given to you, and so on. I just would like to say here, whatever you are doing, do it as an offering to your God, irrespective of the religion to which you belong to. Even if you are an atheist, give your 100% plus, and I would say, Yajjat karma karomi tattadakilam shambho tavaradhanam. What, why, and how always constituted very important interrogative words in the development of any language or nation or process or product or whatever that be. Now, I have given lectures during the past so many years on topics such as becoming a better teacher, role of a teacher in shaping the personality of the students, creativity in teaching, values in education, study skills, and so on. All these lectures given earlier are all available freely on the internet, and the details will be given to you towards the end of this session. Now, what is your attitude? Have you drifted into this profession, or are you committed? I remember Professor Shankaraya telling that many of the teachers are not serious about the teaching challenges. They don't give their undivided attention and so on. I see that there's a very, very, very powerful point there. So I would like to ask you, what is your attitude towards life in general? Towards self, that means your own self. Towards others, that means rest of the population. towards work, whatever work that you are doing, and towards the world. All this because your attitude determines your altitude, the height that you can reach in your profession, and so on. Now, why am I talking about making you compete with yourself and become a better teacher? Because when you become a better teacher, you become physically more energetic, mentally more alert, intellectually more inspired, emotionally more balanced, morally more strengthened, spiritually more awakened, and socially more responsible, and so on. Unless every teacher is inspired, how can students be inspired? I think I must thank Professor Rajendra, who was giving at the time of introducing me that I'm inspired by Swami Vivekananda and such a cycle. Only an inspired person will be able to inspire others. Who are your role models? How much you know about the role models and how much you are willing to be guided by the livings and teachings of your role models. That I am sure we must be able to fill this with the high pressure content and quality and use it to see that we inspire our students so they consider us as their role models. Try honestly to touch the heart of the students. That's most important. Teaching figures, teaching what is otherwise available for them in the textbooks or guides, or maybe freely available on the internet. Something more, something beyond that, something more intense, something more sincere, something more instant, something more transforming is necessary for you. And that's why I use this phrase, try to touch the heart of the students and so on. I'm showing you a potter's wheel. A lump of clay put on this potter's wheel can create many shapes. Hands and some minimalistic tools are there for converting part of clay, clay or handful of clay into a pot or into a cover or some sort of thing. So the purpose of life is to live a life of purpose, not a purposeless life, but a life of purpose. Add value. Improving soft skills would help you to add value. You will get lifted up in your life and career. You will be happy that you have done a good job because you have accepted it as an offering to God. Your students will be happy that they joined that particular college or the university and that they were fortunate enough to have you as a teacher and so on. So what is stopping us from becoming better in all aspects and respects, not just in communication skills and familiarity with the content of our syllabus? You are the creator of your own destiny. That's what Swami Vivekananda says. And together, we are the creators of our country's destiny, of our humanity's destiny. If all of us were to take up to our mind and give our best, I am sure we will be able to achieve what I was referring to as 1 rupee is equal to $75. Ralph Martin beautifully puts it. What you do today can improve all your tomorrows. Yes, without exception. What you do today, what you do from now on, what you do every second of your life, you are going to improve all your tomorrows. Albert Einstein says, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. What brilliant clarity. How clear he has said, you must understand your subject so well that you must be able to explain it simply. The most complicated aspects can be brought down to the level of a 10th class student or a 7th class student, and you must be able to explain all your theories, all your logic, and all your assumptions, rules and exceptions, and everything there, and so on. Friends, changing role of a teacher. It has also been emphasized by our friends, Professor Shankaraya and Professor Purushottam, Professor Rajendra in his initial address and so on. Our world is changing in every conceivable way at the fastest rate humans have ever experienced in probably 1 lakh years of history. Fastest way we are changing. At what rate we are changing? We as individuals, we as institutions, our universities are changing, etc., is what we must understand and try to change before change takes over us or overtakes us. We must realize that our role is changing and change before change overtakes us. This picture would give you an idea of the, evolution of the humanity. Whether we are from a chimpanzee or a gorilla or a monkey, it's a point of detail. And I think it was Professor Purushottam who was emphasizing on shifting from transmission learning to transformational learning. T is equal to Q is an equation I give you. So T stands for thinking, Q stands for questioning. Thinking is equal to questioning leads to progress. What does it mean? High quality of thinking, high quality of questioning leads to high quality of progress. Low quality of thinking, low quality of questioning, low quality of progress. No thinking, no questioning, no progress. So if we understand this, I'll be using this equation a little later again. Question everything. Yes. Question everything. Continue questioning. You will surely learn something. More importantly, you will learn to learn. This is what I want you to appreciate. Brood over this statement. Learn to learn. Encourage your students to learn throughout their life, not just during the period when they are your students and so on. Friends, waves 24/7, 365 days, and in a leap year, 366 days. Endless activity. Learning is a continuous activity. Develop love for learning. Develop love for teaching. Develop love for the students. Develop love for the society. And develop love for the nation. Develop love for the humanity. Develop love for the nature. The manner in which we have interfered with the environment, I am sure, is one of the reasons that has caused this COVID. What, why, and how turn out to be the important questions. Why become a better teacher? Ask yourself, why not become a better teacher? That is fulfillment, happiness, and satisfaction. Why should we become a better teacher? To ensure that our students are better than the best of the rest of the world. That should be our objective. A student from Kakatiya, a student from Usmania, a student from India. Now, I'm sure you are all aware that people like Sundar Pichai and all that, we have so many people heading all multinational corporations, and they are all Indians. More than 50% of the, in the top companies in the world are Indians. More than 50% are, say, in the NASA or in the Silicon Valley are Indians. Don't underestimate ourselves. We must see that we must do something really to motivate our students so that they can become best of the rest of the world. In a lighter vein, the mistake of a doctor lies buried in grave. The mistake of an engineer lies cremated in the bricks and the fallen bridges. The mistake of the lawyer lies in the lies that he utters in and outside the court. But the mistake of a teacher is reflected on the nation. It is you, the teacher, who create the doctors and the engineers and the lawyers and the chartered accountants and the managers and the bankers and everybody else. And if you make a mistake of not being motivated and inspired, believe me, it is going to reflect on the nation. 1%, yes, please, just 1% more every day. I have a quotation from our Abdul Kalam, who has also inspired me. If you want to shine like a sun, learn to burn like a sun. That is a statement from Abdul Kalam. Both heat and knowledge. Make sure that you are having a personality that is magnetic besides the subject that you are teaching, that must help in making our students good role models for the future. Look at this chart that shows you the power of tiny gains. 1% better every day at the end of the year, that is 1.01365, will make it 37.78. And 1% worse every day, that means 0.99 to the power of 365 is 0.03. Get motivated. 1% every day. It's not easy to become 37 times better than what you are at this moment by the end of the year. But let us have at least, half of it. Let us be motivated to make a difference is what I am trying to tell you. Teaching is a noble profession. Teaching is a performing art. Don't feel that the advantage that the teachers of literature like English, Telugu, Urdu, etc. have in making their classes very interesting, quoting from different works and explaining poetry in non-detail, sonnets and all that sort of thing. Even I think commerce, management, mathematics, etc. can also be taught in a very interesting manner. And that I think is an art that we must acquire that art and so on. Motivation leads to excellence. I am trying to do that. Excellence leads to success. The moment you are motivated, you become enthusiastic. When you are enthusiastic, you become energetic. When you are energetic, you are willing to be creative. When you are creative, you are willing to experiment. When you want to experiment, you get the experience. And when you get the experience, you accumulate the expertise. And that accumulated expertise is excellence. And when there is excellence, how can there be failure for you? How can there be failure for a country? Compete with yourself. Yes. Don't have jealousy. There may be better teachers who taught you, or there will be better colleagues. Don't worry about it. You are good. If you are not good, you would not have been selected by your university. Surely you are becoming better over a period of time, and definitely you will become the best. I know it is bad English. English teachers may pardon me. Better than the best. Better the best is the point I am trying to tell you. Compete with yourself. Here I have a picture of Einstein, who says curious minds is equal to successful minds. And here I have a picture of our Radhakrishnan, who says spiritual minds is equal to value-oriented minds. Here I have a picture of our Abdul Kalam, who says scientific minds is equal to achievement-oriented minds. Combine these three. Curious minds is equal to successful minds. Spiritual minds is equal to value-oriented minds. Scientific minds is equal to achievement-oriented minds. So you need a mind, which is a willing mind, a learning mind, and an inspired mind. Creating such a mind is the task of the teacher. Try to understand that we must ensure that our students are willing to learn, learning to learn, and learning in an inspired manner, and so on. 70 to 80% of the present jobs will disappear in the next 20 years, or maybe even earlier. If COVID permits us to live beyond, I think everything will be getting redefined in this particular phase. Lifelong learning is to be stressed. Adaptability and creativity are the things that need to be developed both in the teachers and in the students. In this context, let me share with you that I have written some small booklets on personality development with value orientation, etc. In English, I have written about 4 pages on what I call as a small group activity, which I was referring in the context of team teaching and group learning on the part of the students. And the same thing I have expanded in a greater detail and wrote for 11 pages in a Telugu booklet. I am giving you the URLs of these booklets. You will be able to access them and enjoy, and maybe you will have some useful hints and inspiration there. Friends, we know that lightning strikes, and when it strikes, it succeeds in hitting the stones and making them into bits. But a lightning will not be creating statues. You have to take the hammer and the chisel and chisel for yourself. This is the statue I have seen when I visited America, near Boulder, that is in Denver state. There is a village, and there I went and I found this on the road. I was just wondering, and I was inquiring from my son-in-law. I find that an incomplete or an unfinished statue has been put in the center of the village. How come? He said there is a museum behind, let's go in and see. And I think the artist wanted powerfully, the sculptor wanted powerfully to convey an idea that every thought that we get, every experience that we get is shaping us. So invent yourself, or I would say reinvent yourself. You are the stone, you are the sculptor, and you are the statue. You are going to shape yourself, and you are going to shape generations of students from today onwards. Here is my hero. Talk to yourself once in a day. Otherwise, you may miss meeting an excellent person in this world. You are unique. You are not a duplicate or an nth-rate copy of any other person. Your left-hand thumb impression is a proof of the fact that God and nature have not made the mistake of creating you as an ordinary human being. You are unique. And be in touch with this unique individual so that you get motivated and inspired every day. I just swiftly move on because I'm looking at the watch also. By about 1 o'clock, I would like to finish, or maybe 10 minutes less than that, so that we can have some interaction, discussion, clarifications, opinions expressed, so that I can improve myself because of my presentation. A teacher must have, I have picked up 5 words that start with the letter S. He must have a smiling face, a shining heart, a sparkling head, a sterling character, and a spirited personality. Normally, I would have conducted this in an interactive manner. 5 of these elements that I have identified. For each, if you consider the denominator as 20, what is the numerator? Self-evaluation you are going to you to yourself. Hopefully, some of you may give 20 out of 20, and the whole total score will add up to 100. So 100 out of 100 is, there can't be any further improvement there. But many of us, when we are really serious and do a very considered self-evaluation, we are likely to give a bit less than 20, maybe 14, 15, 16, 8, 10, 12, I do not know. So what is your total score? Make sure that it is moving towards 100. That's what I want to tell you. What do you think is the task of a teacher? To teach how to think. Yes, please. Completing the syllabus, finishing the attendance is not the task of a teacher. They are incidental. He will do it. But most important task of a teacher is to teach how to think. Acharyat padamadatte, padam shishyasvamedhaya, padam sabrahmacharibhya, padam kalakramenacha. A beautiful quote. What it simply means, a teacher may be able to teach only a part of the knowledge. A teacher, a student, by discussion with other friends, he may be able to get another part of the knowledge. And a student, by introspection and by internalization, will get another part of the knowledge. And the remaining part of the knowledge he will get over a period of time during his lifetime and so on. That is a beautiful quotation. Now, the next important question I have to ask you is, now that we have understood as to what is the task of a teacher, we must understand as to what is the task of a learner. Let me say, task of a learner is to learn how to learn, because he must be a lifelong learner. Without that learning art picked up, he will be finding it a very big challenge and so on. Now, where is the happiest moment for a teacher? When you begin to analyze your strengths and weaknesses. Acquire the required strengths and strengthen your strengths further. Put a full stop to the weaknesses. Weaken the existing weaknesses. No more new weaknesses, please. And this sort of continuous periodical assessment of yours will be able to do, surely, usher in a period of development. How carefully you have analyzed your strengths and weaknesses. As I said, strengthen your strengths continuously, weaken your weaknesses continuously. What is education? Why education? To create happy people or unhappy people? To create successful people or unsuccessful people? To create positive people or negative people? To create optimistic people or more of pessimistic people? I think we must be clear about the purpose of education. 3 important questions in my mind at this moment are, where are we now? Where do we want to go? And how will we get there? I have a quotation from Swami Vivekananda, inspire us, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Wake up to the reality, take up the challenge, make up the loss of time, money, and resources that we have misdirected till now, if any, and come up with your alternatives, with your suggestions, so that we can make a difference. Why is quality needed? I think it was Professor Shankaraya who was referring to quantitative expansion and qualitative dilution. Particularly in education, why do we require this quality? Because if we don't think of quality, all other segments of the society will be supplied with poor quality of people. Teaching is a wonderful opportunity to help the buds to blossom. Today's children are tomorrow's citizens. I'm not referring to only higher education. I'm referring to all teachers, right from the kindergarten stage to the PhD guidance level, etc. Love your students. I've already covered that point. Make sure that your children love the society, love the country, love the humanity, and they become better citizens of the society. Now, the emphasis on quality is because quality of the society is dependent on the quality of the institutions. Quality of the institutions is dependent on the quality of the citizens, and quality of the citizens is dependent on the quality of education. And quality of education is dependent on quality of, please fill up the blanks, please. Any response? Maybe there is some technical trouble. I will not be able to listen or read the chat. Okay. Now, please understand that quality of the education is dependent on the quality of the teachers. That's why we play a crucial role. Amma, please tell me, please repeat. Okay, let me continue. Now read it in reverse, please. It is the quality of the teachers that determines the quality of education, not the university and not the syllabus. It is the quality of the education that determines the quality of the citizens. It is the quality of the citizens that determines the quality of the institutions in the society. And it is the quality of the institutions that determines the quality of the society. So if you want a better society, we must pick up better teachers, and we ourselves, the existing incumbents, must become better teachers. Let the students feel the enthusiasm you have for your subject, your love for learning and teaching, and your love for making the students learn. Without this, believe me, you will not be able to touch the heart of the students. If you want to enjoy, teaching is a matter of functions 3: content, communication, and clarity. And also concentration, commitment, and character. I think some of you who might be remembering your currency banking lessons. Money is a matter of functions more, a medium, a store, a value, a store, and a measure. Something I'm not able to correct. 79, you must permit me. My memory is fading, but I think something similar. Content, excellent. Communication, brilliant. Clarity, bewildering. Concentration is Shraddha. I already told you, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Commitment to the profession, to the nation, and to the society, and to the students. And character, no substitute, please. You must be a person of character. Let me just spend few minutes talking about life. Because earlier I told you, what is your attitude towards life, towards self, towards others, towards work, and towards what? You must love to know. When you know, you must be able to do. And when you are capable of knowing and doing, you must become thou art that. And then that should help you to understand what it means to live together. And when you know how to live together, surely you are becoming better and keep on continuously becoming better. I have created a small equation. You remember initially I was trying to tell you that there must be a course on self-management, etc. Now the equation I have created is L is equal to T is equal to T is equal to Q is equal to P is equal to E. Divided the 6 alphabets in this equation under 3 headings: life management, mind management, and development management. There are occasions when earlier I have spent more than 15-20 minutes explaining this in detail, but today time doesn't permit me. If you like my slides or if you like my explanation, you can visit all that lectures that I am going to give you the information towards the end. You will be able to appreciate in detail the significance of it. First, let us start with this L is equal to T. That means life is equal to time. That means time started when creation started. Time ends when creation ends. We were not there right from the beginning of the time. We came much later, maybe a lakh or 2 years later. The point of our entry is called as birth. The point of our exit is called as death. Before birth, we were not there. After death, we will not be there. That means birth and death constitute 2 points of time in the endless continuum of time. So it means that the time between birth and death constitutes our life. That means our life is our time on this planet Earth. So simplify it, life is time, is the essence of it. Now in the white diagonal arrow, in case you are looking at these slides, please have a look at it for a second time. And showing the slide again, L is equal to T means life is equal to time. So L minus T is 0 because 2 equal quantities. If you subtract one from the other, what you get is 0. Now this is equal to is a beautiful mathematical equation that shows that whatever you are doing to one side of the equation, you are automatically impliedly doing to the other side of the equation. That means time wasted is life wasted. Time well spent is life well spent. Time's productivity increase is life's happiness maximized. That means time management is life management. That is self-management. So in this white diagonal arrow, you find K, S, A, W, W, X, Y, Z. What does this mean? Since every unit of life is nothing but a unit of time given to you, this unit of time should be exchanged with value. What is it? You will get, हम यहाँ हैदराबाद में बोलते हैं, कुछ पाना है तो कुछ खोना है. Unless you give something, you can't get something. That is knowledge plus skills plus attitude plus wisdom plus wealth plus X plus Y plus Z must improve continuously. This is what I was referring to earlier when I said that your closing balance must be higher than the opening balance. Whether you are taking an hour as a unit, this session as a unit, this day as a unit, this year or this decade or your life as a unit and so on. The second part is mind management. God has given you life. God has given you time. God has given you intelligence. God has given you inspiration. God has given you history. God has given you everything that is required to put your mind to thinking and questioning that leads to learning. T is equal to Q, I have already explained in a different context, leads to learning. High quality of thinking, develop. High quality of questioning, develop, leads to high quality of learning and better future. So this, in a way, sums up the last part of the equation. P is equal to E. Progress is equal to pursuit of excellence. Not like the quantitative expansion in higher education, but qualitative dimension of this quantitative expansion must be realized by us. So in an equation, L is equal to T is equal to T is equal to Q is equal to P is equal to E. When everything is equal in a set, they become interchangeable and substitutable. That's what maths has taught us. So the first letter is L, the last letter is E. L is equal to E. L minus E is equal to 0. Life without excellence is 0. The purpose of life is pursuit of excellence. Aim high, sky is the limit. Break the sky if necessary, and you must become excellent so that you challenge those who are challenging you. Friends, I have some hints, very small hints. I know you are all seasoned teachers. My idea in sharing these is you will remember to pass on this to generations of students. That's why I'm sharing them with you. Hello. The first suggestion I have is wake up before sunrise. You have only 24 hours, nothing more. A rich or poor, an intelligent or a poor, a dullard will have only 24 hours. Life is not for sleeping. Life is for being awake. That means really using it for some useful purpose. So wake up before sunrise so that you will have more daytime available for you to be put to use. The second thing I suggest is SMILE, SMILE. It's an acronym. I have not much time to explain. Simply I will explain it. Self-motivated to learn and excel. Be motivated. Inspire yourself. Learn to excel. And all those who come into contact with you, you must be able to inspire them so that they will excel and do it with a smile. The third one is at least 1% time for reading. What I am trying to convey here is there are 24 hours in a day. Each hour has got 60 minutes. So you have 15,400. Sorry. 1% of that comes to 2.4. For the sake of convenience, upward rounding off, it comes to 15. 15 minutes every day. After you wake up, after you smile, please read something that inspires you. I'm not referring to your subject reading and reading of the newspaper. I'm referring to value-oriented reading. Read Bible, read Quran, read Bhagavad Gita, Janda Vista, read Sadgrants, anything, right? So at least 15 minutes of every day in the morning you must spend meditating, reading, etc. If you say, sir, we don't have time, I don't know how to create time, it is for you. By waking up a little early, you will be able to create time. If you don't have time for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, no, 5 minutes, no, 1 page, no, 1 quotation at least, no, God bless you. Because there is nothing I can do if you are not willing to learn at least 1 quotation every day. Develop taste for soft music. Music has a wonderful influence on the way our brain works, reworks, rewires, and does not explode, but beautifully connects the dots. Don't listen to the titillating music that misleads you. Listen to soft and soothing music, sattvic as we call it. That will make a big difference. Friendship only with good qualities, please. It is our friends who will decide what we are going to be in future. Dream big. Small aim is a crime. That's what our Abdul Kalam says. Dream big, really big. Have written goals. Only 3% of the people write down their goals, and the remaining 97% work for the 3% people to help them to achieve their goals. Be in the 3%, not in the 97%. Motivate your students to be in the 3% of achievers, not in the 97% of subordinate souls. Be self-motivated. Probably this lecture will try to give you something about inspiration. Be inspired. Read the lives, biographies of great people in various fields of activity, in various, action-oriented things, and then be self-motivated. And probably reading for 15 minutes every day is going to make a big difference to you. Then review before retiring for the day. This 9th point is very important, please. What I am asking you to do is what we call as samiksha. That is review. That means you woke up early, you are smiling throughout, you read 1% of your time with reading inspiring material, you listen to soft music, your friends are good, you are making friendship with good qualities, you are dreaming big, you have written down your goals, you are working for achieving your goals, you are a self-motivated person. 8 steps you have taken Ashtanga. So what is this 9th one? Before going to bed, how much of what you have planned to do and how much you have done, you must assess for yourself. So that if any lessons are to be learned about the way we spent our time today, your tomorrow must be better than today. All your future tomorrows must always be better than all your previous yesterdays. That means you are creating a better future because of your actions. That's what I was trying to say. We create our own destiny as stated by our Swami Vivekananda. The next point is very simple, but very influential in making ourselves become better organized. Don't sleep without planning for the next day. If you are going to bed at 10 o'clock, by 9:59, planning for tomorrow must be complete. If you are going to bed at 12 o'clock, by 11:59, your planning for tomorrow must be complete. That means when you wake up in the morning, next day, you have already conquered in terms of your planning ability tomorrow that is going to happen. And the next point here I have is sharpen, deepen, and widen your thinking capacity. Because we are our thoughts, we are our dreams, we are our actions, we are our imagination, we are our creativity, we are our ability to accept the challenges and prove that, like a surfer who comfortably stays afloat on the waves of the ocean. Similarly, it is your thinking capacity that is going to make a big difference. So sharpen, deepen, and widen your thinking capacity. And last but not the least is yoga, dhyana, and pranayama. My dear friends, these are Sanskrit terms, but don't get discouraged. Whether you follow Hindu faith or any other faith, they are like H2O. H2O is water. You may call it as water, you may call it as pani, you may call it as jal, you may call it as niru, you may call it by any name. Similarly, yoga, dhyana, and pranayama are for your body, mind, and soul. Practice these things irrespective of the religious connotations, and I am sure you will really become a strong person, physically, mentally, intellectually, emotionally, socially, and in every aspect and respect and so on. Life is given to learn how to live. I have already explained to know, to do, to be, to live together, and to become better. Or Abdul Kalam says, 2 most important life goals I would like every youth to have. 1, increase the amount of time that you have at your disposal. I was asking you to wake up before sunrise. 2, increase what you can achieve in the time available. That means achievement orientation. Develop a strategy for national development. Don't think of yourself. Don't be so selfish as to think of only yourself, your skills, your areas, your promotions, your opportunities, etc. Think of the nation also. What is the teacher's role in rebuilding a mother India? Remember, in one word I summed up, I want 1 rupee is equal to $75. What are your strategies? That should include you, your students, your institutions, your society, your country, and every aspect of it. Remember this word watch. It's an acronym. Our thoughts give us the words. When expressed, they become clear and meaningful to others. Thoughtful words inspire people to action. Thoughtless actions are dangerous, just as thoughtless words are dangerous. Repeated actions give us what we call as habits. Our habits constitute our character. That means I am talking about our head and heart, or we include our hands, symbolically representing the actions. This we call as a 3H formula in the Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence of the Ramakrishna Mutt of the Hyderabad, of which I am a guest faculty member there. So remember, your head that thinks, your heart that feels, your hands that transform your thoughts and words into actions and results. Friends, another just 3 or 4 minutes, I'll be concluding my session. Nowadays, I find lack of value orientation. People are becoming less serious. They are guided by the films, by the TV, and by the, what shall I say, the pornography that is freely available for them on the cell phones, etc. Where I was just wondering what would be the future if I were to project into the future and so on. Teach our students to respect knowledge, to respect parents. That includes parents-in-laws also, please. Respecting womanhood. Look what types of crimes that are perpetuated, reported and unreported. Respecting values and respecting the nation. I am giving you the key. Do your best. The key is keep educating yourself, constantly and continuously. You may say, sir, I have heard you. It's all right. Good enough. Maybe you are motivating me a little. But you may say, what can one person do? Let me answer that question. One bird left a seed on the shores of a big desert. The seed woke up and opened its eyes and saw the big desert. And he said, oh, such a big job. Come on, let me become active. And that seed, as you can see from this slide, has transformed the desert into a very good forest. Similarly, don't get discouraged. And I want you to continuously activate yourself and do something. Love to learn. Start a faculty club in your college or in your university. MAD, the negative word I know, that MAD is make a difference. This is what I told you in the beginning. Acquire the required mindset so that you can make a difference. You can really make a difference to yourself, to your students, and to the society, and so on. So why become a teacher? Why become a better teacher? Get motivated and make a difference to your own life and to the world by leading an inspired life for transforming generations of students to become better citizens. Now take the decision. Yes, decisions and actions are required to make the difference so that because of you, not in spite of you, things start happening in the world. What you are is God's gift to you, and what you will become is your gift to God. The purpose of this session is to make you a better gift to God. As I have already told you, I have a number of my presentations useful to you and to your students. You can visit viswam.info and find free access to them. I have 2 lines of Telugu poetry of Gurujada. Deshamunu preminchumanna, manchi annadi penchumanna, otti maatalu katti pettodi, katti melta pattavoy. For those who do not know this Telugu language, I am translating it for your benefit. Love your motherland, not optional, compulsory, forced. You must love your motherland. Do your bit to increase the good. Stop the habit of merely talking, gossiping, and wasting your time, money, and resources and intelligence. Contemplate doing some real good. Visit archive.org and search for Pula Bata. You will get 5 booklets in Telugu and 2 booklets in English. They are translations relating to personality development, and you will also get some other material. Viswam.info is the website. Archive.org is the website where you will be able to find my live audio sessions. Slideshare.net/Viswanathan is the place where you will get the PowerPoint presentation slides. Viswam.vangapalli@gmail.com is my email ID. My cell number is given here. You can think of giving a ring any day, including Sundays, between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. when I consider myself as available to everyone who would like to contact me. You can take a camera shot of this slide, or as I request, as I inform you, Professor Rajendra will be sending this PPT to everyone whose email ID he has with him. As on date, about 2,140 live audio sessions of mine are available. My lectures on communication skills have been viewed by about 23,000 people. My 351 PowerPoint presentations have been viewed by 8,80,000 and so on. You can download my presentations. Yes, please. No restrictions, no copyrights. Remove my name, put your name and use it. If there's anything good in that, share it with your students, with your friends, etc. And let what I told you, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. That means let everyone know that the world must be good. It must be made better by sharing your knowledge and with love and care and so on. I'm a group member of Impact, doing lots of work with Telugu people in both the states of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. More than 20 videos of mine are available out of the hundreds and hundreds of videos of Impact on various topics relating to personality development, spirituality, health, and all that sort of thing. And I have given you the URL, which will help you to easily, freely access that. Now, this is the last slide of my presentation today. That is, please view www.viswam.info. This is the end of my as far as the slides are concerned. Now, let me just say a word or two. I thank the Kakatiya University, my good friend, Professor Hankaraya, the team led by Professor Rajendra, the Dean, the Board of Studies, the Registrar, and maybe the in-charge Vice Chancellor, who was otherwise busy as an IAS officer, and the hundreds of people who have seen it live on YouTube. And as a member of Zoom session, just internalize some of these concepts. You can choose what you want. What I just want to tell you is, spend some time with yourself every day, just as an arrow first travels backwards and then moves forward with great speed to hit the target, the bullseye. Similarly, motivate yourself to see that we create Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you. God bless you. My session is over. It's 12:59. I could not condense it much further. If any of you would like to ask any questions, any suggestions, most welcome, please. Professor Rajendra to take over.
Yes, sir. Now, thank you very much, sir. Questions? Now, if you would have physically in front of us, sir, then we would have to touch your feet because.
Oh, no.
No, sir. You have to bless us. Really, very much privilege to have your lecture, sir. And now I request our young colleague Dr. Narsimachari to propose vote of thanks on this in the first session.
On behalf of Kakatiya University and our University College and on behalf of all the participants, I extend my wholehearted gratitude and a special heartful thanks to our keynote addressee. He is a young, dynamic, retired, but technically he got retired, but he seems to be untired always, forever. And he seems to be still a young professor. And all the youngsters throughout the nook and corner of the world, they must get your inspiration, sir. Because of your wholehearted words which are being expressed by you. And we really pray the Almighty to shower His choicest blessings to extend your long life, healthy life, so that most of the student fraternity as well as the teaching fraternity, they'll be getting very highly valuable speech from you, sir, and valuable learnings from you. We hats off to you, sir, as you conquered your life, second life. And as you fought with the Almighty, all the gods, you fought with the Yama as well as all the gods, and you came back to the land so as to serve the entire student as well as teaching fraternity. We know, sir, that you went into coma for about 16 days, during which you expressed the way how you treated during your coma period. Ultimately, you conquered, and it is our fortunate, not only our fortunate, but it is a fortunate of entire world. And hats off to you, sir, for your nice words and inspirative words and speech. And we really appreciate you for having been your side as the first opening batsman for this 1 week FDP program. Because of your keynote as well as the inspirative words, all our participants have got activated, and it is the first day. We deem it a great pleasure and a great success, where around 850 participants are online through YouTube, and around 100 participants, they are online with the Zoom app. Around 2,000 participants got registered, and we'll be placing all these records, video lessons to all these participants. So on this juncture, on this platform, we really extend our wholehearted thanks to you, sir, for your valuable speech and the keynote address. We are also equally thankful to our Honorable Registrar, Professor Purushottam, sir, and all our retired professors, Shankaraya sir, Hanumantarao sir, Krishnamacharya sir, Sudarshan sir, Narsimurthy sir, Krishnamurthy sir, I think all of left. Krishnamacharya sir is online. We also thank our principal, dean, chairperson, board of studies for having your great inspiration and behind this conduct of this 1 week FDP program. We are also in turn highly thankful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor for his support and guidance. And I request all the participants to fill up the feedback form already being uploaded now. Is also available through Google Net. Now already it is uploaded to Zoom app through chat box. You visit please, and we request all the participants to submit your feedback form. And as far as the tomorrow's schedule is concerned, tomorrow the session will commence shortly by 10 o'clock. There will be 2 sessions tomorrow, 10 to 11, as well as 11 to 12. And the first session, 10 to 11, hosted by Professor G. Narsimurthy sir, Head Professor of Commerce, on the topic Empowerment of Commerce and Management Teachers in Post-COVID, and followed by 11 to 12 session headed by Chetan Srivatsava, Associate Professor of Management, Central University, Hyderabad, with the topic of revisiting the teaching pedagogy for management and commerce teachers during post-COVID. So we humbly request all the participants to join tomorrow at 10 o'clock sharp. Over to Principal.
Sir, I'm very much thankful to you, sir. Even there is a lot of disturbance happened, and even though you did not leave it, the session, and you have continued the session up to 1 o'clock. It is amazing, sir. Really, it is inspiring us, sir, because if any disturbance happens, it has definitely would have to leave that session. But really, in your real life, we are seeing you, sir, that you are inspiring the different across the globe. You are inspiring, sir. Just by seeing you, really, it is successfully you have entered again, continued the session. We are very much thankful to you, sir, for blessing all the academic gathering in this FDP program first session. So thank you very much, sir, for blessing us. And in further coming days also, we request, sir, please you have to accept our request in future. Now I request Rajat sir, chairperson.
Sir, there are n number of appreciations through chat box. Really, we appreciate and congratulate you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir.
A lot of appreciation, sir.
Even though there is an interruption, nothing to worry, sir. There are so many appreciations are coming, and
Rajat sir, please share your words with Vishwanath sir. Rajat sir, మాట్లాడతాను. Rajat sir మాట్లాడతాను.
రాజరెడ్డి సార్ మీరు అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి, అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి.
అన్న మీరు అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి, మీ దగ్గర అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి మాట్లాడండి. అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి మీ దగ్గర. డిస్టర్బెన్సా? అన్మ్యూట్ అవుతుంది కదా, అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి అక్కడ పోస్ట్ని. ఓకే మీరు కాదు, పోస్ట్ని అన్మ్యూట్ చేయమని మాట్లాడండి. అన్మ్యూట్ చేయమని గిరణి.
Hello.
Sir, you can carry on, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Continue, sir.
Okay.
Continue, sir.
Okay, voice is clear?
Yeah, sir. Clear, sir.
Sir, thank you very much, sir, on behalf of the department and on my own behalf and on behalf of all the participants. With bowing head, I am expressing my thanks to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, all the participants.
Yes, sir.